Hello again, everybody. David Clary along with Dylan Woody, along with Ben George here at Farragut High School, getting set for Oak Ridge High School baseball. Round 2, the Wildcats taking on the Farragut Admirals in what should be another exciting game. The Wildcats falling to the Admirals on Monday, 5-4 at Bobby Hopkins Field. Tonight, Mikey Teasley goes to the Hill to take on the Admirals, who are back-to-back state champions. So the Wildcats trying to get a victory over them in this particular year, and we'll probably see them again later on. Dylan Woody, good to have you back on the crew here. Your thoughts on tonight's game?
Yeah, it's been a little while since I've been back, but I'm excited to see Mikey pitch. I heard there was a Major League scout in the stands, so I'm excited to see how he does. And, yeah, I think it'll be a good game.
Let me run down the starting lineups for the Wildcats. Leading things off and playing center field will be Warren East. Batting second will be the catcher Parker Free. Batting third will be the pitcher Mikey Teasley. Batting fourth will be the third baseman Joseph Webb. Batting fifth will be the left fielder Carson Fagan. Batting sixth will be Jaden Cheverton. Jaden is the second baseman today. Batting seventh will be Camden Welch. He'll be playing first place. Batting eighth will be the designated hitter Whit Reniger. He'll be hitting today for Noah Wood, and batting ninth will be the right fielder. That is Brooks Poteet. Ben George, you've got the starting lineups for the Farragut Admirals, if you can read my handwriting.
Yep, David, we've got a good one here at Farragut, here in Farragut, Tennessee. It's Jake Henry starting off for the Admirals. Adam Flagg bats second for the Admirals. In the 3 spot is Matthew Mitchell. Travis Beaumont plays the 4th spot for the Admirals, He also hits DH. Zane Kershey Smith hits 5th for the Farragut. Mason Shelton is in the 6th spot for the Admirals. Cole Kreisman is 7. Caleb Van Zant is the 8th spot hitter for the Admirals, and then Brayton Ty hits in the 9th spot for the Farragut Admirals. A good one here from Farragut High School as the Oak Ridge Wildcats get ready for another matchup here against the Farragut Admirals for the second time this week. Farragut defeated the Wildcats 6-4. Am I correct with that, David? Or
5-4.
5-4 against the Oak Ridge Wildcats from Bobby Hopkins Park on Monday, and hoping to split the series of the Wildcats tonight, Dave.
The Wildcats were down 5-0 going into the final inning. A couple of home runs by Parker Free and Joseph Webb made it a close ball game. The Wildcats actually had the tying run on base, but the Wildcats weren't able to get it across. But I would expect the same kind of ball game today. I mean, Farragut, if you look out there, look at the state championships on the wall out there. That's all the state championships they've had. They've won 4 straight, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Hopefully 26 will have cardinal gray on it instead of silver and blue.
It's a Farragut team that has become a powerhouse in the state of Tennessee. Again, like you just mentioned, Farragut has been in the state tournament every year that I've been in high school, and that was
probably
a while ago. Yeah, literally. It's been a while that Farragut has competed for state championships, and the Oak Ridge Wildcats look to get their own this year.
Looks like we're about to have the national anthem. We are live from Farragut. Our video technical advisor is Dylan Woody, and he will be switching. We'll have the 3 cameras going. Stay with us. We're about to have our national anthem here from Farragut. It's our national anthem here from Farragut High School. We're just moments away from getting underway. A good turnout of fans as expected. The Farragut fans always line the upper hill, which is to our right. Ben, why don't you turn the camera up there to the right and show the people where Farragut actually likes to sit up on the hill there. You might want to loosen it because you might be running that camera a little bit, hopefully to the outfield. Right there is where the Farragut Admiral fans like to sit. They've got a nice section of seats directly behind the plate, but they choose to sit up a little bit higher. We are in foul ball territory, I'll just let you know. So since I played high school ball 500 years ago, maybe I shouldn't be the guy that protects us. Dylan, you're the tallest here. You're probably the youngest here as well. You will take one for the team for us, correct?
Sounds good, David.
We're just moments away from getting underway. Mike Kelly is with us as well, along with Ben George. Oak Ridge and Farragut, the two teams are rivals from long-standing. 1977 is when Oak Ridge and Farragut started playing football one another. Farragut was a much smaller school until the city of Farragut became an item, a bigger city. And we've been playing them ever since. You can sit down, Ben. You probably won't have to move the camera much. I mean, he's got to get used to doing baseball camera. It's a little different.
Yeah.
What I would expect today is another pitcher's duel. You know, Farragut and Oak Ridge both are very loaded with pitchers, obviously. Oak Ridge, I was kind of surprised when I saw the lineups on Monday that Mikey didn't start. Mikey has been traditionally the Monday starter. But they went with Joseph Webb, who pitched great. I mean, he was not the pitcher of record in that ball game. But Mikey's pitching today in front of some Major League scouts who are here. You can see there's several Major League scouts here today. They're looking at not only Mikey, probably Joseph, and probably several of the Admirals as well.
A lot of talent for the top two teams in the state, David. Really a lot of talent. As you mentioned, the pitching. Joe played really, really well against Farragut on Monday, and were able to keep the Admirals tight within it for a while, and then Farragut got some scores for themselves, and then the Wildcats were able to battle just a little bit, but Farragut unfortunately coming out with that one. But Mikey on the bump today, hoping to bring that energy, bring that fire for this next matchup.
And the good news is Taylor is not behind the plate today. That's all I'm going to say. That's the only time I'm going to say it. He is not behind the plate like he was on Monday, as Warren East is about to lead things off, and we're about to have baseball for you. Kevin McKeithen is the first base coach of the Wildcats. Travis Free is the head coach, and he's in the third base coaching box. Kind of an awkward way I'm sitting. There's a bush in front of me, so any play to left field, Ben, you got it. As Warren will lead things off for the Wildcats, and we're about to get this final game between the Oak Ridge Wildcats and the Admirals this season, the regular season underway. And here's the first pitch of the game. And it hits him. The very first pitch of the game hits Warren East, and that's a good start for the Wildcats. And Wildcats, Ben, have some speed on the base paths.
Warren's really known for being able to be that fast player that they need, and hopefully he'll be able to take a bag on this one.
Here comes Parker Free. Parker hit that first home run on Monday to right center field. Good speed at first. Here's the pitch to Parker, runner going. Here's the throw down, it's high, and it's a stolen base. So a good start for the Wildcats as Warren East is in scoring position, and a 1-ball, no strike on Parker.
Just like I called it. Warren able to get out there fast and be able to steal a base.
Parker will be followed by Mikey Teasley in the Wildcat lineup. Our technician today is Dylan Woody. Appreciate him. We're working the 3 cameras again. There's a called strike on the inner half of the plate at the knees, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Parker back in. Checks the runner at second. The pitch hit well, and that's going to go into left field. That's a base hit. Rounding third and coming in to score is Warren East. The left fielder fumbles it, and the Wildcats take a 1-0 lead over the Farragut Admirals. Great start, Dylan Woody, for the ball game.
Yeah, that was, what is it, like 2 up, and then we got a point, you know. That's pretty good.
That is a single and an RBI for him. Warren scores the run. Good start, Ben.
Really great start there, Dave. great hit there by Parker and a great run in by Warren.
Here's Mikey Teasley stepping in. Mikey had a big hit in the ball game towards the end of the ball game to get on base. He was on board for one of the home runs. Joseph's, I believe. Runner at first. 1-0 Wildcats, just underway in the first inning here at Farragut. Pitch, hit well, into left field. That's another base hit. Wildcats with back-to-back singles by Parker and Mikey Teasley, and the Wildcats have 2 on with nobody out, and the batter will be Joseph Webb. Ben kind of working our camera here. Kipton Fagan is the base runner for Mikey at first. Joe hit a big home run as well on Monday in the Wildcats' 5-4 loss. As you can probably tell with my voice, I'm a little bit under the weather a little bit. Hopefully I'll be able to make it a waste through the course of the game as that pitch is low a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. We do have good backup. Ben's here, Mike's here, Mike Kelly. They've done play-by-play this year.
A real good an A team, as I'd like to call it, Dave.
All we're missing is the wild man, Mike Sheehan. I know he'll be watching our broadcast today, and of course Alex Myers as well. 1 ball, no strikes to Joe. Runners at first and second for the Wildcats. Andy Hudson, the lead runner at second. He's the courtesy runner for Parker. Pitch to Joe. That's a strike on the inner half of the plate. Count is no balls and 1 strike. Joe checks his little armband. Has the play from Coach Travis Free down in the third base coaching box. Oak Ridge got mentioned in a national poll, maybe for the first time ever in Oak Ridge High School history. Of course, they're 1-2 in the state. Because Wildcats have been on a little bit of a rough patch here as of late as that ball is hit foul and out of play. Wildcats have lost their last 5 ball games, which is really unheard of under Coach Travis Free. And tonight's a good way to get ready because the postseason looms starting a week from Friday.
District tournament's going to be very vital for these Oak Ridge Wildcats.
Joe back in, 1 ball, 2 strikes to him. Pitch, that's up high. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I see Caleb Riker in the house here, along with Charlie Taubenheim. Nobody out, 2 on for the Wildcats, a run in for Oak Ridge. Joseph back in, right-handed hitting junior. The pitch to him, cut on and missed. And that is a strikeout swinging. Farragut dugout giving him a little razzing. And Ben, the Wildcat batter now is Carson Fagan. I know you didn't go up to Dobbins-Bennett with us, but Carson had a really good tournament. 3 doubles, multiple singles, just really good tournament.
Yeah, I heard he did a lot for this Oak Ridge Wildcat team, and unfortunately the outcomes weren't all of what the Wildcats wanted, but he played really well.
First pitch to Carson is cut on and missed. High fastball, and the count is 0-1. Yeah, the back-to-back catcher's interference calls in the Dobbins-Bennett game lost the game for Oak Ridge. Something I had never seen, especially back-to-back.
Yeah, very unheard of.
After a really great ball game, too.
Yep.
1 strike pitch to Carson is strike 2. Fastball right down the middle. The Oak Ridge fans didn't like it, but it looked like a strike to me.
Like a strike, just a very late call there by the home plate umpire.
It's better than Taylor. Oh, there's number 2. Sorry. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. 1 run in. 2 on for the Wildcats. Pitch. Carson takes one either a little high or a little outside. Looked pretty good. The count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ethan and Dallin James in the house here to our right. Always good to have the basketball guys here. I see Charlie. I see Jared Bafford back there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Carson eventually. If I were Carson, I'd step out, but here's the pitch. Hit foul. Off to the right and out of play. And he stays alive, 1 ball and 2 strikes. As we always say during ball games, check the chat we would love to know where you're watching us from. More and more students. Here's some Bearden kids coming in. There's Luis Soria in the house. He can do one of our cameras again, Dylan, like he did in Alabama. Kind of. 1-2 pitch with the runners going inside. Throw down and a double steal. Wildcats have them at second and third, and that was a ball to Carson Fagan. So give Kipton a stolen base and give Andy Hudson one as well.
I missed that one on the camera, Dave, but a great double steal there by the Wildcats base runners.
Well, we have other cameras. Dylan's got you, hopefully.
Technical directors for.
2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Carson hits it on the ground. Shortstop, that's going to score another run. And Oak Ridge has a 2-0 lead. In the score is Andy Hudson. And the Wildcats lead Farragut 2-0 here in the first inning. Good start for the Wildcats.
Lead here for Oak Ridge as they're able to get some base runners on and get a lot of good knocks to start out this first inning.
Batter now will be the sophomore. That'll be Jaden Cheverton. Jaden playing second base today. Came in relief as a pitcher in the Monday ball game. Got his guys out as he steps in. He takes one low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. We're broadcasting from just outside of home plate. Kind of reminds us of Alabama, does it not, Dylan?
Yeah, in Alabama, we were behind home plate every game.
That pitch is a called strike. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. My question is, did Dallin and Ethan ever play baseball? Did Dallin and Ethan ever play baseball is the question. Middle school, Dallin says he played. So, Ethan too? Both of them. So, I wonder if Charlie did. Charlie's dad was a Major League Baseball player. Be strange.
Major League player, if he was able to influence his son there.
He's right behind us. We can ask him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Chevy. Hit foul. Out of play over to the right. So, Dylan, what do you think about all the fans sitting up on the hill?
I've never seen anything like it before, David, and it's pretty special.
Number 1 and number 2 in the state. The Wildcats trying to get a little revenge. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jaden Cheverton. 2 runs in. The pitch. A little kind of a stay alive swing. Fouled it off, and the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. What's that? The Fetters are in the house. Ball's hit well into center field. That's another base hit and another run. In the score is Kipton Fagan, and Oak Ridge leads Farragut by a score of 3-0. Great hit that time by the sophomore Jaden Cheverton.
The Wildcats have brought in a lot of their runs, just 2 of them already with 2 outs. So really great hitting offensively for the Wildcats and a great way to start off this game.
And the batter now will be Cam Welch. Camden bats from the left side. He was the unfortunate losing pitcher in the ballgame on Monday. Left-handed hitter. Runner at first. That's Jaden Cheverton. He's got a really big lead at first, and he draws a throw. Good start for the Wildcats. 3 base hits, a hit batsman. The Wildcats have 3 on the board. There are 2 outs. Live here at Farragut High School. Thanks for tuning us in on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. We'd love to know where you are watching us from. Here's the pitch. There's a called strike. This could be one of our last ball games of the year. The TSSAA charges for any broadcast of a postseason game. If we make it to the state tournament, obviously we'll try to find some funding, but the district and region tournaments and the sectional are up in the air. If you're willing to help us sponsor some ball games, we greatly appreciate it. And you can contact me, or you can contact Ben. Or we could just take it out of Ben's account. Dylan, I like that one better.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Ben, you like that?
That sounds like taking away my tuition, David. But
I-
if you so choose,
What are
that's
you, a
on
junior now, though?
Junior.
Well, you're almost done.
That's the thing. I have one more year. I got to use it wisely.
Cam Welch back in, behind in the count, no balls and 1 strike. Runner going from first. Here's the throw down. It's another stolen base. Jaden Cheverton is in with a stolen base. And for the Wildcats, that is the fourth stolen base of the inning. And the inning continues. The Wildcats have yet another runner in scoring position. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Camden Welch. Cam will be followed by Whit Reniger. He is the designated hitter today, hitting for Noah Wood. Here's the pitch to Cam. That's up high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Got a vocal bench of Wildcats to our left, wearing their all Cardinal jerseys with gray numerals and gray pants. The Admirals in their blue and silver pinstripes and their blue undershirts. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch to Cam. Cut on foul, tipped into the mitt, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
With a runner in scoring possession, execute here with 2 strikes and 2 outs, Dave.
Is it easier to do play-by-play or color, Ben?
Definitely easier to do play-by-play, but that's just me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That pitch sails outside. The count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dylan Woody's with us. We got a lot of prep radio guys here. We got Titus and Preston Fetters, Caleb Riker, Luis Soria, kind of. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He stood close to the camera. That's close enough. Pitch to Cam is up high. It's ball 4. So this inning continues. Of course, on Monday, Farragut won the district regular season championship. We're going to have a mound visit here. Wildcats will start postseason play on May the 1st. That'll be their first district tournament ball game. They'll be hosting at Bobby Hopkins Field, obviously against team to be determined. I should have brought the bracket. I had the bracket. I think I might have given it to Alex Monday, but it didn't seem to make it back from Bobby Hopkins. But, oh well. But I know for a fact we will host the first game of the district tournament for us on May the 1st. That'll be a Friday at Bobby Hopkins Field, and hopefully a win there keeps them in the winners bracket and a chance to be in the championship.
Yeah, that's the one thing that these Wildcats really need is to be able to get those crucial wins there in the first couple rounds and then get Farragut out of the chance of being able to host for that final round. So
hey Ben, I've been lobbying the district to have the district tournament at McMinn County because my crew, Dylan and Caleb and all they love going down to McMinn County. Would you mind going to McMinn County? Dylan doesn't even want to answer.
Quiet. I don't think he really likes that choice, but I might be agreeing with Dylan on that one.
Here comes Whit Reniger batting, another left-handed hitter. The pitch to him is a called strike. It isn't the fact. In fact, actually, if you remember, Dylan, McMinn County was very nice to us in the baseball side of things.
They were very nice. They gave us some internet. They gave us a whole booth to ourselves, but I hate the drive down there.
Yeah, I got old after 6 straight trips to the basketball tournament in McMinn County. Here's the pitch to Whit. There's another called strike, and the count is 0-2. Oak Ridge has put 3 on the board here in the first inning with 3 hits, a walk, and a hit batsman. And the Wildcats, 1 batter from batting around here in the top of the first, which has been a long one for Mikey Teasley ever even takes the mound. Pitch to the sophomore. That's outside. The count is 1-2. We got a lot of students here. It's good to see that Oak Ridge baseball is attracting the student population. I know they gave out some free tickets on Monday, and they gave out some free tickets today, but it's good to have them here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. With a little late swing, and that's strike 3 and out number 3. But a very productive inning for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. They put 3 on the board. We go to the bottom half of the first inning here at Farragut. 3-0 Wildcats. We'll be back to Farragut in a moment.
bottom of the first, it's Jake Harris up for the Farragut Admirals.
You can go, Ben.
For the Wildcats, and the first pitch from him is hit out into left. This one popped up into deep left, and that will be a home run to start off this bottom half of the first. Excuse me, a double off the wall. So a double starts Farragut's night. And this game has already started off pretty hot, Dave.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I wouldn't expect a 10-9 ball game, but the way this game has started, it could be.
And both teams starting off with power hits. And so now Adam Flagg now up for the Farragut Admirals. Mikey Teasley, first pitch, doubled. Now to start it off. First pitch, in for a ball from Teasley.
Titus Fetter's in the house. Just got a little back rub from Titus.
Yeah.
Of course, he's an Anderson County Maverick now, but we still love him.
A Prep Radio alum. We'll give him that one.
Most definitely.
The second pitch down low for ball 2 for Teasley. Flagg now ahead in the count, 2-0. Flagg is the right fielder for the Admirals. This pitch, called strike 1. Count now 2-1, no outs here. Adam Flagg, the 2-spot hitter for the Admirals.
You notice I gave Ben the Farragut at-bats here for
You gotta love that. As that pitch is down and low for ball 3. Oak Ridge fans don't like it, and the count now 3-1.
Maybe Taylor is behind the plate, Ben.
Maybe it is. 3-1 count. Teasley looking back at second base. Here goes the pitch. That one, ball 4 for a walk.
So a really good start for the Admirals. They've got their first 2 guys on against Oak Ridge's ace, Mikey Teasley. Very good. You don't win back-to-back state championships without having a good team. And anybody that thinks that they're just going to roll over to the Wildcats, that's crazy. We saw that on Monday night. This is a really good baseball team.
Yep, and they've made those appearances for a reason. And now Matthew Mitchell now up for the Admirals here in the 3rd spot. First and second occupied. Bunt attempt not there, and it hits the backstop. Jared Bafford bringing the noise. Caleb Riker actually bringing the noise. Good for him. 0-1 count.
He can be pretty obnoxious at basketball games. So.
I've heard a lot of stories about that. Pitched, down, and in for strike 2. The throw from the catch.
I think what Coach Free's upset about should have been catcher's interference right there. The batter got in front of Parker when he tried to throw it. That should be catcher's interference.
It should be, because I saw it. Parker Free brought up the ball, but the batter, Matthew Mitchell, was still in the box and in the way.
So he lost a ball game to Dobbins Bennett because of that. Should have been catcher's interference from my vantage point.
So unfortunate that Parker's not able to get that throw for an out, because that was a really good. It could have been a good throw, but nonetheless, 0-2, no outs. The pitch to Mitchell popped and fouled off to the hill. Here at Farragut High School for the game 2 of this series. Wildcats dealing against Farragut here in the bottom of the first, already leading up 3-0. Pitch from Mikey, hit on the ground. The roll over to first now, and in time for a double play.
Double play there, turned nicely by the Wildcat infield. Very, very nice play by Jaden Cheverton to Noah Wood to Cam Welch, and it's 2 outs now. They have a runner at third, though.
Yeah, really good 4-6-3 double play there, and Oak Ridge now with 2 outs. Still a runner on. A runner at third, but now Wildcats with a chance to get out of this jam. First pitch, and strike one. Travis, I'm going to call him Brumont is his name. David's terrible handwriting.
Brummett. It's Brummett.
Thank you.
Yeah, he was the pitcher on Monday. He really did a really good job. He's a big kid. What would you say? Maybe 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah, he looks about that.
He's definitely bigger than Dylan.
Yeah.
More muscular, taller.
1-1 count, hit on the ground just off of Mikey's glove, and he's going to run to first, but not in time, as the throw over to first is in time, and that's the third out to end the bottom of the first. It's Oak Ridge leading it 3-0 over Farragut. Some quick base runners for the Admirals, but Oak Ridge getting enough of their own, and they lead it 3-0 at the end of one.
Take a break. Welcome back once again to Farragut High School. We go to the top half of the second inning. The Wildcats on top of the Admirals 3-0. Really good start. The Wildcats scoring 3 runs in the first. And what I was kind of wondering about this, Ben, of course, with the victory the other day against Oak Ridge, they won the district championship. Obviously, they can pitch really whoever they want to, because this is not a must-win game for them. It was a must-game win for us on Monday. We didn't win. That loss to Hardin Valley really affecting Oak Ridge.
Yeah, and you think after starting Joe on Monday and how well he pitched, this game doesn't really matter from a pitching standpoint, because Oak Ridge still holds that 2 spot in the district. But again, it really helps us get ready for next week in the postseason in the district tournament next week.
Here's Brooks Poteet. He is the right fielder in the ball game. He is hitting in the number 9 spot for the Wildcats. First pitch to Brooks is a called strike. Got a new pitcher on the hill, a left-handed pitcher for the Admirals. Here's the pitch. That's a little bit low. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll have a post-game show afterwards. Ben, if you don't mind doing that, I know you like to do interviews, so we'll let you do that if you want. If not, we can have Dylan do it.
It's my passion. I'll be down for it.
There's a called strike. The Oak Ridge students not too in agreement with with the umpire. Coach Paige Taylor right behind us. She wasn't too happy with that call either. Right behind us. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch is hit hard to the shortstop, and it goes in the right field, and Brooks is going to be on base. That ball was scalded, and I'm going to give him a base hit because that ball was ripped, Ben George.
Yeah, it was really nicely hit. Perfect to start off this top of the second is with 2 strikes. Really good contact there to start off this inning.
We got a student section that is good at heckling, that's for sure. They are all over these Admirals. As we go back to the top of the order to Warren East, the game started out, very painfully for Warren. He was hit on the very first pitch of the game, came around to score the first run of the game for the Wildcats. He squares to bunt, hits it right in front of the plate. It's going to be a bang-bang play, and he doesn't make it. And the ball back is away. What's that? He's going to call base runner interference, and Warren is going to be out. They said that Warren was out of the baseline, and they called him out.
It kind of looked like. Sorry, it kind of looked like he was in. I mean, it didn't look like he was erratic enough to be in the way of the throw, but I mean, the throw just was terrible enough to get past him. I don't really understand that one, but I kind of see it both ways.
Yeah, the home plate umpire made that call really quick. He was kind of waving his hands a little bit. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Got my attention as Warren is out and having to return back to first base is Brooks Poteet. He takes a pretty good-sized lead and draws a throw. Wildcats, when we were up in Kingsport, Ben, had some troubles. They had several players picked off up in Kingsport. You talk about some rowdy fans behind us here.
And I've been told it's Caleb Riker, and I believe it now.
Parker, the hitter. Here's the pitch to him. That's up high. And the count is 1 and no strikes. 3-0 Wildcats. Oak Ridge had RBI from Parker Free, along with Carson Fagan and Jaden Sheverton to score the first 3 runs of the ball game. Pitch to Parker, hit in the air, foul. Off to the right side, the first baseman gives it a look, but it's well out of play and over the top of their little field house over to our right. And the count is 1 and 1 strike. Dylan Woody, our technical advisor, or what is your title again?
I think it's technical
Director.
We'll go with that. 1 1 strike to Parker. Brooks is going. Here's a rip into left field. That's a base hit. Rounding second and heading towards third is Brooks Poteet. Here's the throw, and he is safe. And the Wildcats have runners on the corners. Another hit for Parker Free, his second of the ball game, and the Wildcats have him at first and third with 1 out. Better now will be Mikey Teasley. There was my voice once again. Cracking just a bit. A good thing Ben's here and Mike Kelly. So far the adrenaline is carrying me right now. Anytime you're up on Farragut 3-0 in baseball, you got to feel pretty excited as Mikey steps in. Mikey had a single, and his runner stole a base and scored a run. The ball's hit foul right at the plate, and the count is 0-1. Mikey had a very quiet tournament up in Upper East Tennessee. And if you ask Mikey, he was very disappointed in his performance up there. I mean, he was fine in the field and such, but just didn't get the big hits. In fact, none of the Wildcats really were able to get big hits up in Kingsport or Johnson City. Mikey back in, behind you, the count 0-1. That pitch is high and outside. You can't be on all the time. I mean, it's baseball. Sometimes you run into winning streaks and losing streaks, and batters are just the same. Sometimes even Babe Ruth struck out a lot in his career.
Yep, just a game of baseball. It's ever flowing, and even Hall of Famers are still below 300. So it's just the nature of the game.
Yeah, in baseball, if you fail 70% of the time, you're a success as a hitter. I mean, that's just the way it is. You understand that, Dylan? He does, he says. Dylan's not a baseball guy, but he's learned. He's been with us for a lot of baseball games this year. I think we've done about 25 now, which has got to be a record, I think. It's got to be a record. 1 1 strike, the pitch. Mikey hits it in the air. Foul territory, first base side. The first baseman calls for it, and he makes the catch for out number 2. So a little foul ball out. First baseman made the play, and now it'll be up to Joseph Webb. Joseph was a strikeout victim his first time. Wildcats have him on the corners, but there are 2 outs.
Last time out, pitching and hitting, and hoping to do the same here tonight.
It looks like we've got the entire basketball team here from a year ago. Looking around the field here at Farragut, we got a ton of students. It's a huge turnout of fans on both sides. Joe takes one up high. Count is 1 and no strikes. When the third out is recorded, we're going to hand the mic to Dylan. He's going to check the chat. We'd love to know where you're watching from. Let Dylan handle that. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball hit hard to the shortstop. He goes the short route to second for out number 3. The Wildcats pick up a couple of base runners, but they leave them stranded. Dylan, what we got going on the chat?
Wow, we have a lot of activity on the chat. First up, we have Kathy Bangalar. That is Dylan Skeen grandparents coming in from Connecticut. Yep. Douglas Greeny watching from Oak Ridge, and Andy Creek watching. Claudia Burton, Mikey's aunt, watching from Chattanooga, and that's about it. Thank you, David.
We go to the bottom half of the second inning. We've had a lot of base runners, the Wildcats have. Oak Ridge leads it 3-0. I'm going to turn off the mic. We'll be back to Farragut High School. 3-0 Wildcats in a moment. Welcome back once again to Farragut. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. The Admirals coming to bat. One thing I'll let you do this half inning, Ben, but one thing I'm disappointed in, I see Teresa Seals here. It's too bad they didn't let her sing the national anthem. Teresa always does a great job, but of course we are at Farragut.
Yeah, she does really well for all of our basketball games, singing the national anthem. It's a disappointment she was unable to do it tonight. Zane Kershey Smith now up for the Admirals to start us off here in the bottom of the second. First pitch is in for ball 1. Zane plays center field for the Admirals. The second pitch to him called ball 2. Now count 2-0 here as we start the bottom half of the second. This one knocked out by Kershey Smith. And that's going to be easy, out number 1.
Yeah, one of the most impressive parts about coming to Farragut High School is to look out in their outfield and see the number of state championships. It begins in 1982, 2003, 2004, 2006, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2014. It goes all the way up to 2025. It's just crazy the success they've had here under many, many different coaches, Ben.
And, you know, they've obviously now with our transition into this new class and new district, it's going to be really good for both these squads now. Mason's Shelton up now for the Admirals. Count now 2-0. Shelton, that second baseman for the Ads. Pitch up high and outside for ball 3. And now count 3-0.
Let me set the defense for the Wildcats. Cam Welch is the first baseman. Jaden Cheverton is at second. Noah Wood is the shortstop. There's ball 4. Joseph Webb is the third baseman. Wildcat catcher is Parker Free. The pitcher is Mikey Teasley. The outfield, Brooks Poteet in right, Warren East in center, and Carson Fagan is in left field. So leadoff man aboard, or not aboard. They have one out here after the ground out to Mikey, but once again the Admirals have a base runner.
Cole Kreisman now up for the Admirals. First pitch to him is called ball 1.
Belt high.
Belt high called ball, and unfortunate there that Mikey Teasley unable to get that strike.
It'd be horrible to be an umpire, to be honest with you, especially with Caleb Riker in the house.
Without a doubt. Second pitch in, strike 1, evens the count up. Kreisman plays third base defensively for Farragut. Teasley now count at 1-1 here, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Pitch hit on the ground. This one charged, and just the play at first base is going to be able to be tagged. Oh, it's called safe.
The ball wasn't hit that hard, Ben. and
Right.
I think if Noah had an opportunity, he probably would have wanted to go to second, but the runner had already advanced down to second
Correct.
base, so he had no shot there,
Yep.
and the throw just beat him.
It seemed like a kind of a late charge. He got on it enough, but just unable to get that throw in time. And now the 8-spot hitter, Caleb Van Lant, now up for Farragut.
Not exactly sure why they want to talk to the field umpire, but the Farragut coach out of the Farragut dugout. Not sure what that conversation was all about. I mean, they've got runners at first and second with one out. Everything kind of going their way. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what that talk was, but definitely gave the infield a chance to talk, and now one out. Caleb Van Lant up for Farragut, and now a chance to hopefully get out of the inning for the Wildcats. Pitch from Teasley. That one. In strike one.
That was a little bit high.
Yeah,
but
that
we'll
looked
take it.
eye level, honestly, but I'll take that every single time. So count 0-1. That was up at his helmet, honestly, but I'll take it. 0-1 count, one out. Here.
That time Van Zandt asked for time, but the umpire wouldn't grant it.
Yeah, didn't grant it, but it actually worked in his favor because that was ball one, and now it evens the count at 1. First and second occupied currently. Pitch. This one hit up into deep center, right center, and that's going to get down for an extra base hit. And 1 run comes in to score for Farragut. 2. Did he got him? No, they call him safe. Throw over to third in time. Throw over to third is in time. That's out number 2.
So the Farragut hitter send one to the wall. The first 3 fans to the concession stand get a free hot dog. And thanks to everyone.
So a extra base hit double for the Admirals brings in 2 runs, but Van Lant called out at third.
Brooks made a good, valiant stab at it at the 325 mark, but the ball just ticked off his glove if it did hit his glove. And they have scored 2 runs. Nobody on base now, though. And the first pitch, not sure where that one was, called the ball.
And 0 here with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the second, the pitch. That one in, called strike 1. Evens the count at 1. 2 outs here, bottom of the second. That one off the plate, ball 2. 2-1. Brayton Ty, the 9-spot hitter for Farragut. That call at the plate looked way closer than I guess the umpire called, and that evens the count. That pitch evens the count at 2. 2 counts. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Oak Ridge looking for a chance to get out of this inning. Pitch. This one hit. And throw from the shortstop over to first. In time for out number 3. And that'll do it for the bottom of the second. Oak Ridge still leading 3-2, but Farragut bringing on their 2 runs here in the bottom of the second. We're headed to the top of the third. This is Oak Ridge Baseball on Prep Radio.
Welcome back once again to Farragut High School on a beautiful day for baseball. My name is David Clary, along with Ben George. Dylan Woody's with us, and a host of others. A huge turnout of Oak Ridge students. Farragut right back in the ball game, Ben. A couple runs. Hard hit ball to right center field. Ball was lucky, really honestly, we're lucky the ball didn't leave the park.
Like you just said, thankfully that ball did not get sent out of the park, because this is a really good park for that, especially with the distance of the park. But, I mean, we'd honestly be talking about a tie ball game if not for that.
Be eager to find out that play at the plate. Looked like Parker had him, but, bang, bang play. Carson Fagan, the batter. He's ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball 2. Carson had an RBI ground out his first time. Officially 0 for 1, but he did have an RBI in that 3-run first inning. Left-handed pitcher for the Admirals. 2 balls and no strikes. Carson takes one inside. 3 balls and no strikes. Oak Ridge has had their leadoff man on the first 2 innings. Warren East was hit by a pitch, and Brooks Poteet picked up a single in the second. Carson trying to get aboard here. Here's the pitch to him. That's ball 4. Nowhere close, and good start again for the Wildcats. 3 innings, 3 leadoff men aboard.
Really good start in the past 3 innings for these Wildcats, and they get a base runner on, which gets you started offensively, and hoping to do even better things with the Jaden Sheverton on this one.
Jaden had an RBI single his first time. He is 1 for 1. We saw Jaden in Alabama really get some big hits for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he was consistent with those big hits and really clutch moments, and he's just a really consistent hitter.
Wanted a bunt there, but takes one high and tight. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Malik Howard is up in the stands as well. Good to see him. There's a ton of students here. There are a lot of students here.
It's really good. I've learned in being a staff member for a college football team that it's really vital to have your fans behind you, even on the road. And it's really vital to have, especially students who are your peers, support you in each and everything.
Dylan went to the ball game on Monday. Here comes another mound visit. Dylan went to the ball game on Monday and was part of that student section, but elected to be with the prep radio crew. I appreciate that, Dylan. I know you're a sophomore. Football practice starting here next week, I believe.
It's already started, and we're putting pads on this week or next week. It's one of those two. But it's starting up really soon. We got a scrimmage against Central in a couple weeks, and
How are you doing? Where are you going to be? Are you going to be playing this year?
I will be starting at safety along with Mir Porter, the new transfer from Powell.
Kind of. He's an Oak Ridge guy. I think he went to Robertsville. So, he spent 1 year at Powell and the rest of his years in Oak Ridge. So, he saw the light and came home.
He made the right choice. Which happens, I guess, now in the high school transfer portal, which is very different nowadays. But
Dylan was talking about transferring to Clinton. Is that the truth? Is that the rumor about hearing?
You're lying.
Jaden's ahead of the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Back in he goes. And there's a called strike, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. I'd ask you why you don't want to transfer to Clinton, but I kind of would be afraid of your answer, so we'll just keep it right there.
Yeah, we might keep it there because
2-1 pitch to Jaden. Runner going from second, and no throw. That's a stolen base. So Carson Fagan has his first stolen base. The Wildcats have a runner in scoring position. Wow. Our student section is going crazy up there. I might send you up into the crowd here in a moment to interview some of those guys. Actually, between innings, let's do that.
Student section, I think it's only Caleb Riker, but maybe I'm wrong.
Ball is hit right back to the pitcher. He falls down, and the throw is not in time. Pitcher dropped it, and Jaden took advantage of it, and he is safe at first. Carson Fagan is at third with nobody out. And here comes Cam Wells. The Wildcats got a break that time. The pitcher just couldn't quite hold on to it.
Wildcats, the first baseman, number 23, Camden Welch.
Batter is Cam Welch. Cam singled in a run his first time. Actually, Sheverton. He walked his first time. My apologies. We'll give an error to the pitcher. I hate to do that to Jaden. He's the base runner at second. Pitch to Cam is at the knees for a called strike. A low strike. In between innings, Ben's going to go up into the student section and talk to some of those students. I see a lot of them. You might even get Titus on the air. Camden Welch squares to bunt. Turns around, hits it foul. Jaden was going on the play, but he couldn't make contact. And the count is 0-2.
Really good steal there. If he didn't make contact on that ball, it would have been a really good steal there for Jaden, but unfortunately made contact and fouled it off.
No balls, 2 strikes. Carson Fagan, the runner at third. Nobody out here in the third inning. 3-2, the Wildcats holding on to a lead. Runner going, cut on and missed. No throw, and there's another stolen base. So the Wildcats will have 2 runners in scoring position. Cam Welch goes down swinging, and the batter now will be Whit Reniger.
Thus far this year has had a lot of clutch hits in a lot of games that I've called personally, but really young kid who plays really well and is very talented.
Whit's a good bunter. You don't see suicide squeezes very often in baseball. It's a lefty versus lefty. Wildcats have another lefty on deck. That's Brooks Poteet. The Wildcats have 3 straight left-handed hitters facing this lefty. The ball's hit well, and that is going to drop in for a base hit, and it's going to roll to the wall. Carson Fagan will score. Whit's at second. Rowan coming around third. It's going to be a play at the plate. He's safe. He's safe. He's safe. 2 RBI. Double by Whit Reniger, the sophomore. And the Wildcats get those 2 runs back, and they lead it by a score of 5-2.
Oh my goodness, just able to do really well to bring in 2 runs, and it's a really good contact hit and brings in 2 more runs for the Wildcats, and they extend the lead a little bit more. And just like that, we're going to have a pitching change, Dave.
5-2 our score. Let's check the chat here, Dylan Woody. Do we have anybody talking with us? I know we have a lot of people. There's a lot of people from other schools here at the game tonight.
Yeah, there is a lot of people. We have 120 people watching, so that's really special. We have Ricky Jones watching, and then we have Dean Fagan watching, Amarillo, Texas. Yep. What he says, if we all send $50, we can all go a long way to keep these games on the air. This is just the cost of one dinner out. Will anyone accept this challenge?
We're getting challenges to do fundraising for the TSSAA postseason, and that's really good. We really, again, if anything you can donate, we'll be able to take it, because it really helps a long way with being able to allow all the families of our players to be able to watch from far away. Of course, we mentioned a moment ago with Dylan that Dylan Skeen's grandparents watch us from Connecticut, and they watch almost every broadcast we do, and we appreciate them for that. The Fagan family helps us out as well. The family there from Amarillo, Texas watches a lot of our broadcasts. So, again, anything that you can donate, we appreciate. You can email David Clary at dccatvoice@aol.com or gmail.com.
Email, AOL.
AOL. I was going to say, you're from that era, so I can say that. But you can email dccatvoice@aol.com to email and contact him about any sponsorship opportunities and any sponsorships for the upcoming season for not just baseball but football as well. But for baseball, we would love to get your support in order to do a lot more streams for the district, region, and as far as these Wildcats will go in the postseason.
Thank you a lot for filling time. I was talking to Coach Free's wife. She was alerting me about one of our camera angles. Hopefully we can, not exactly sure. We'll work on that between innings. We'll see. as Brooks Poteet steps in. The Wildcats have put 2 on the board. They lead now 5-2. Wildcats with 1 out here in the 3rd inning in a back-and-forth ball game. A lot of offense compared to Monday. We got a side armor, kind of similar to Tri Sharp, Jacob Franklin back in the day. Jacob might be watching our broadcast, former Wildcat. 5-2 our score. If you remember, Jacob Franklin was a side armor as well. And a little submarine action. There's a ball outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Dylan, do you like that shot?
It looks good enough to me. I could zoom it in a little bit, but
Let's try that here between innings, or maybe you can go do it now if you want. Uncle Andy's the one that. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. We're at Farragut. Wildcats closing out their district schedule here today. Wildcats will finish 2nd in the district. Farragut will win the district. Wildcat lost to Hardin Valley, a big deal for Oak Ridge's record. Side armor comes in. That's way outside. And the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. This is the 3rd pitcher used by Farragut. 5-2 Wildcats. Oak Ridge has out-hit them 5-2. The Admirals, according to the scoreboard, have committed 2 errors. Top of the order, and Warren East on deck. Brooks Poteet, the batter. Brooks singled his first time. He's 1 for 1. 3 balls, 1 strike to him. Righty versus lefty. Witt, a big hit just a moment ago to drive in 2. That pitch is outside. That's ball 4. So Brooks Poteet is on for the 2nd time. And the batter will be Warren East. Warren was hit by a pitch his first time. And was out on that interference play where he kind of got in the baseline, according to the umpire, and he was ruled out. So he is officially 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Runners at 1st and 2nd for the Wildcats. Chris likes to run in these situations with 1st and 2nd. Here's a pitch to Warren, hit foul off the netting. And the count is 0-1.
what did she say? She said you can only see the batter.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's only really because the netting, and I'm not fixing what we do now.
One ball, 1 strike. Warren will be followed in the Wildcat lineup by Parker Free. 5-2 Wildcats, a lot of offense. Final score of the ballgame Monday was 5-4. We've already seen 7 runs scored in this one, and we are only in the 3rd inning. Warren hits the ball on the ground, first base side. They have no play, nobody at home. The pitcher didn't cover the bag. First baseman, his first look was to see if he could get Brooks at second. He didn't have a play there. The pitcher did not hustle to first base, and the second baseman didn't move either, and the Wildcats have the bases loaded and 1 out.
Just really a lightly hit ball, but just really bad fielding there by the pitcher and the first baseman, and not a lot of communication on their part to be able to make that play, because it seemed like it could have been an easy play at first, but just unfortunate for them, but fortunate for the Wildcats as they loaded up.
Here's a pitch to Parker. It's down low, a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Parker has had a really good game. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI. His runner has scored a run as well. 1 ball, no strikes to him. Leads the team in home runs, I think, with 9 now. He took a cut at it, but they say he did not swing, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Remember, between innings, Ben George is going to go talk to some students. Caleb, make sure, Caleb won't cuss, but, he might say something inappropriate. You never know. Inappropriate.
The rest of them, I'm sure, could.
Ball is hit foul off to the right and out of play. Be eager to see what Malik's thinking about heading towards football if you talk to him. And ask him if he ever played baseball, too. Did he ever play? No. 2 balls and 1 strike to Parker Free. Bases loaded. 5-2 Wildcats. Whit Reniger, a big RBI, 2 RBI double. He's the lead runner at 3rd. Wildcats have Brooks Poteet at 2nd. At first base, Warren East. The pitch to Parker hit him. There's another run. Another RBI. Another RBI, and to score will come Whit Reniger after that huge hit by Whit. And that's a run. Brooks moves over to third, and it's now 6-2 Wildcats. Parker hit by a pitch. That is his second RBI of the ball game. And the batter is Mikey Teasley. Mikey is 1 for 2 in the ball game. Had a single, and his runner scored. That was Kipton Fagan. Fouled out his last time. Bases full of Wildcats. 6-2 Wildcats over Farragut here at Farragut High School. The ballpark at Farragut, it says on the scoreboard. Mikey takes ball one. Ben, the Wildcat bats looking much better here in this one.
Really coming alive already. 3 innings through and 6 hits and 6 runs to account for. Just really well so far. When you look at the margin of hitting so far, I mean, 6-3 hits is really good margin for these teams, especially with the top 2 teams in the state.
1 ball, no strikes to Mikey Teasley. Tennessee commit. Pitch to him is a strike on the inside half of the plate. Couldn't pull the trigger on it, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. I haven't seen Coach Gaddis here today. He was at the game Monday, but I don't see him.
Yeah, I am kind of surprised. I would have expected him to be here for a Farragut ball game for sure.
Ball bounces away, but not far enough. Is there soccer going on tonight, or track, or it's senior night for track? Yeah, it's senior night for
today.
track.
Yep, they had a meet at UT on Saturday, or over the weekend, I should say, and then they had another meet. I want to think in Jefferson County on Sundays or Monday. So a lot going on for the track team thus far.
We've had some really good individual performances this year. Here's the pitch to Mikey. Hit foul off the netting to our left. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mikey Teasley. Joseph Webb is on deck for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge has the bases loaded. Oak Ridge has put 3 on the board. They scored 3 in the first, 3 here in the third. Well, there's somebody who's afraid of foul balls. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You don't want me to tell them that story, Dylan, do you? 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch to Mikey, cut on and missed. And Mikey goes down swinging, and that is out number 2. So here comes Joseph Webb. Joe struck out earlier, and he steps up to the plate. Bases full of Wildcats. First needs a big hit from the big guys here. Big Joe hit a grand slam the other night against Greenville. And they walked Mikey intentionally to get to Joe. And I think it was 1 pitch later, grand slam.
Not very smart to do that with 2 of the best players in the state.
Behind in the count, 0-1. Ball hit foul. Behind on the side armor. Well foul over towards the football field. We'll be playing Farragut this year, but this time it'll be at Blankenship Field. The Admirals and the Wildcats renew their rivalry. It's been a good one over the last almost 50 years now. 0-2 pitch upcoming. Righty versus righty. The pitch. That's outside the ball. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Braves have tied the Nationals. It started out, DDA Fuentes got the start for the Braves, but it's now 4-4. Pitch to Joe is down low a ball. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sun beginning to set over the field house here at Farragut. Stay with us. We'll have a post-game show. We'll have some interviews here in a second. I'll be eager to kind of hear how those go. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ben, do your best. 2-2 pitch to Joe. Inside. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Borderline pitch there, Ben, but good take there by Joseph.
Here with full count and 2 outs, you got to play smart in order to be able to get another run in, especially with bases loaded here.
6-2 Wildcats as we play here in this 3rd inning. Going to be a long one. Pitch bounces away. That's ball 4. The Wildcats do have another run. In to score will come Brooks Poteet. on the walk, and Joe has an RBI. Whit Reniger scored a moment ago, and now Brooks comes in to score. Bases are still loaded, and the batter will be Carson Fagan. Carson picked up an RBI on a ground out his first time, walked, stole a base, and scored a run. In the second inning, or in that third inning, pitch, cut on and missed. 2 outs here in the third. What has been so far a fairly long ball game. We're about an hour into it, and we're only in the top of the third inning.
9 combined runs, so it's a lot to account for both these teams.
Base hit up the middle for Carson Fagan. Another run will score, but the shortstop did a great job, but Wildcats are going to be caught in a rundown. Andy Hudson's the runner. He throws the ball away into left field. Andy Hudson scores. Coming around third is Joseph Webb, and the Wildcats score again. They clear the bases. Farragut self-destructing. The Wildcats on top now, 9-2 over the Admirals. A wild throw, and all the way around, the bases were loaded, and the Wildcats are up 9-2. Big error that time by the Admirals.
Yeah, that was kind of in a pickle there, and he just overthrew him, and that allowed 2 more runs for the Wildcats.
That's an RBI single for Carson, and then the other 2 runs score on an error.
And really, really good base running there. Play smart. I mean, again, they played off the bad throw, but either way, able to play there really smart. First pitch to Jaden is called ball 1.
Jaden has been on base twice today. He singled in a run back in the first inning and also reached on a pitcher's error his last time. 2 outs here. The Wildcats have put 6 runs on the board on the Admirals, and it's 9-2 Wildcats. Umpire called timeout to give Jaden a little time. 9-2 Wildcats. Oak Ridge is out, hit the Admirals 7-3. We're in the third inning. Runner at second base. Pitch. Hit on the ground this time to the second baseman. Feels it, throws on to first in time for out number 3. But a huge inning for the Wildcats. It is 10-2. According to the scoreboard, the Wildcats score 7 times to lead the Admirals 10-2. Ben?
7 runs.
Take it
I'm
away.
going to go interview some of our Oak Ridge students here in the student section. I'll be right back, Dave. Charlie Taubenheim. Charlie, now a Maryville commit. Charlie, have you played baseball when you were a kid?
I did play baseball when I was a kid for only 2 seasons, though.
So having a dad that played in the major leagues, did he influence you a lot in playing baseball, or did he let you do your own thing?
He influenced me a lot, but he also let me do my own thing, and he was kind of sad when I unfortunately quit baseball after a little bit.
But you've had a pretty productive basketball career, right?
Yes, sir.
Nice. And you guys are really loud up here in the student section. Can y'all be loud real quick on the mic for David Clary? Whoa. Jared, you got to be kind, though. You got to be kind.
Be loud. Oh, no. Be loud. 3,
So long, everybody.
2, 1.
Oak Ridge student section bring a lot of energy for this bottom half of the third, David. The Farragut Admirals, Jake Harris. Leading off this bottom half of the third. First pitch, call the ball. 1-0. This one hit on the ground, and it's going to fly off the glove of Mikey Teasley, but the throw over to first is in time for out number 1. For the first out of the inning. And now Adam Flagg now up for the Farragut Admirals. He walked on his last time out, for first time up to the plate, I should say. First pitch to him is called strike one. A 7 spot in the top half of the third, Dylan. This one. Swung off for ball one, and now evens the count at 1 here with 1 out. It's not often you get 7 runs in an inning, especially not against the top team in the state. Count now 2-1. Goes pitch from Teasley. This one hit and throw over to first in time. Mikey Teasley able to make a lot of defensive plays as well as his hitting. And now quick 2 outs for the Wildcats, or quick 2 outs for the Admirals. As now Matthew Mitchell comes up to hit for the Admirals. He's a 3-spot hitter for the Ads. Also the left fielder. This one hit by him is going to be thrown over from third base, but it's going to get away, and that's going to be a throwing error that brings on Mitchell to first. And now the designated hitter, Travis Brummett, up now for Farragut. He's a 4-spot hitter. He's pretty tall. As the student section says, big boys up, and he's pretty tall. He might be playing the wrong sport, but maybe he plays another. This one, swing and a miss, strike one. Counts now 0-1 with 2 outs. I told Jared Badford to be kind, David. I hope he was. Count now 0-2 to Brummett. 0-2, bottom of the third, 2 outs. 4-spot hitter Brummett up. Pitch from Teasley. That one called off, ball 1. Count now 1-2. On deck for the Admirals is Zane Kershey-Smith. This one. And strike 3, and that's a K. That's the first strikeout for Mikey Teasley on the night. And with that, a 7 spot in the top of the third. And Oak Ridge leads it 10-2 over Farragut. This is Oak Ridge Baseball on Prep Radio.
We are back here once again at Farragut High School. The Wildcats on top of the Admirals 10-2 as we go to the top of the fourth. Good half inning of baseball pitching for Mikey Teasley. The Wildcats will lead things off here in the fourth with Cam Welch. Cam walked his first time, struck out his second time. The Wildcats a big 7-run inning in the third inning to lead it 10-2. Pitch to Cam is low and outside. What I'm most impressed with, actually, Ben, as I look around here, it isn't just Oak Ridge and Farragut people here. I see Grace, I see Bearden, I see Carnes, I see Clinton. There's a lot of people watching this game. A lot of interest in this ball game.
This is a huge one here in the state, and I saw some Clintons. I think it's either Clinton or Coalfield I just saw, and then some Eagleton staffers as well.
And, of course, there's Titus Fetters at Anderson County. And his brother, his brother Preston.
He's the lone man out in that one from
Right.
Anderson County.
2 balls and 1 strike to Cam. Lefty comes to the plate. That's low. 3 balls and 1 strike. That is Dallin James vocalizing to our right. Remember the basketball team. Ball is hit foul off the bat of Cam Welch. You know, the Wildcats last year, I guess you can look at the last several years, the Wildcats have, to win a state championship in baseball, you've got to have 3 really solid starting pitchers. Obviously, you know, we had Cheeto last year, and we also had, obviously, Mikey Teasley. But Joseph Webb is joining the team now with Braylon Payne. Also, have given the Wildcats 4 really solid starters. That ball is hit foul once again. In fact, with the exception of maybe one start, you know, Jackson Gary has had some good starts. Isaiah Wilson's had some good starts, and the other day Jonah Wolf had a great start against Science Hill, or Jefferson County at Science Hill. So Wildcats are loaded with pitching. And there's a ball hit well to left field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. That's a single for Camden Welch, and another good start. The Wildcats have had their leadoff man on all 4 innings, Ben, and that's huge.
That's all you can ask for from offensive standpoint. I mean, you get your leadoff hitter on, and that's able to, like I said last inning, it's able to build your momentum offensively. And, David, you were talking about pitching-wise. This Oak Ridge pitching staff is really doing well. I mean, you got a lot of young guys in there. We've talked about Mikey Teasley and Joe Webb, but every other player that you just mentioned has done really well in their starts as well.
Here's Whit Reniger. Whit had a huge double, Ben George, back in the last inning, knocked in 2.
Yeah, and that kind of propelled a lot more of the runs that were able to be scored to put up a 7 spot last inning.
Here's the pitch to him. He kind of an excuse me swing there, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Might have been a strike anyway. And the count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at first base, Cam Welch. Nobody out. Wildcats up 10-2 over the Admirals. Pitch to the plate. Another excuse me swing. Couldn't decide whether to pull the trigger on it, and he's behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Not be decisive on that swing, but now the count 1-2, and you got a runner on.
Pitch to Witt is hit on the ground to the shortstop. They've got 1 at second. No return play, so Cam Welch is out on the fielder's choice, and Witt is aboard on the fielder's choice. And the batter will be Brooks Poteet. Brooks is 1 for 1 with a walk. Scored a run. And I think probably when they put the order together, they didn't expect so many left-handed pitchers. I mean, we have 3 straight lefties facing. I think this might be the 3rd lefty that Farragut has thrown out there.
Yep. And it's a lot of oppos that are getting ready to be hit. I can tell you that for sure, Dave.
Pitch is outside, a ball. Got a chance to talk quite a bit with Brooks' family when we were up in Johnson City, really. Loves being in Oak Ridge. I love to hear these transfers coming to Oak Ridge and being embraced by our community. It just warms my heart, actually, being a lifelong Oak Ridger.
And again, that's the one that's I guess the one part of the transfer portal in high school that I've gotten to, from my standpoint at least, enjoy is a lot of people end up coming to Oak Ridge not only for our athletics but for the community, for our schools, and that's all you can really ask for.
Ball's hit on the ground, first base side, first baseman slips. And they're going to say Brooks is out at first. Bang, bang play. Moving up to second is Whit Reniger. And we go back to the top of the order to Warren East. Warren was hit by a pitch, picked up an infield single, and also was out on that interference play as he bats. And Warren steps in. Go ahead, Ben.
He's the leadoff hitter for the Wildcats. Out at second. Here's this one knocked out by Warren. This one going to be out number 3, but really good inning either way for the Wildcats. Able to get their leadoff runner on, and unfortunately not able to execute any runs, but it's still 10-2 Oak Ridge leading over Farragut.
You want to talk to the James brothers?
I think I am.
Ethan
I'm going to try and talk
Dallin,
to him
member
real
of the
quick.
basketball team. Ben's got the
Let's
microphone.
talk to Ethan first. I
Yeah,
like
here
to
we
call
go.
him one of the better twins. Ethan, did you ever, I was told you played baseball in middle school, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
How well do you, or let me ask this first, what position did you play in middle school baseball?
I pitched and I played shortstop.
Nice. Do you think that you were a good enough player, or are you better off playing basketball, you think?
If I stuck with baseball, I think I'd do pretty well, but I'm glad I stuck with basketball. I wouldn't change it.
And what I'll ask you now, what team did you play for in middle school?
Oak Ridge Middle School.
Okay, perfect. So was that a great experience for you?
Oh, yeah, it was awesome. It was so much fun.
And now to talk about some basketball now, how do you think the Oak Ridge Wildcats are going to stack up this next upcoming season?
Oh, I'm so excited. We're going to be fresh. We're going to have a bunch of seniors, all experienced. I'm ready. I'm more. I can't find words. I don't know. I'm just so excited.
Well, thank you, Ethan. We'll get over to Dallin in our next half of the inning. We just not enough time, but we now have the Oak Ridge Wildcats coming back up. I want to take the most time for Dallin. Dallin's an interesting guy. I want to ask him later. I asked Ethan a lot of questions, and I want to have enough time to ask Dallin the same amount of questions.
Who else can we talk to up there? Did you talk to Charlie while you were up there?
I talked to Charlie. Got an interview question from Charlie. I'm going to ask Caleb Riker some questions also. And now here as we begin the bottom half of the fourth, Zane Goreski-Smith now up for the Admirals. This one, first pitch, in strike one. Mikey Teasley still dealing for the Wildcats. We're halfway through this ball game from Farragut. Count now 0-1. Pitch is in strike two. Goreski-Smith is the 5-spot hitter for the Admirals. Oh, 0-2 pitch. That one in, strike three. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Mikey Teasley, and he's got 2 on the night. Mason Shelton getting ready to come up for the Farragut Admirals. He plays second base, 6-spot hitter. Mikey Teasley back-to-back strikeouts on the night. Getting back into the groove of things after the 2 spot in the second inning. First strike to him, to Shelton. It seems like Mikey started to settle in now after the 2 runs scored in the second inning, and that one's strike 2.
You never feel that comfortable playing Farragut.
Oh, without a doubt. Yep.
I mean, you look at that dugout, there's some big kids in there.
Yeah.
There's some battle-tested kids. They haven't won 4 straight state championships. So, to me, no lead is safe.
Correct.
And, Mikey
Correct.
obviously is a great pitcher, and I would expect him to finish this thing out. But no lead is safe.
No, and especially after Monday, it's even with 8 runs up today, it's like you just said, never safe. Count 1 and 2. This one hit down the third baseline, and that's going to be fouled.
It's hard to see, isn't it?
It is. The bush is right in the way, and then there's
That's Dylan's hair.
yeah. Then the dugouts to my left. It's
I'm
I
picking on
already
Dylan
don't
here.
have good enough vision, David.
Yeah, that's true.
1-2, swing and a miss. Back to back to back strikeouts for Mikey Teasley, and that's 2 up and now 2 down. Cole Kreisman now up for the Admirals. He's the third baseman.
Batting for the Admirals. The third baseman.
He was able to score on the RBI double by Caleb Van Lant. This one, hit by Kreisman, fouled off. Count now 0-1. 2 outs here, bottom of the fourth. Oak Ridge looking for a quick 1-2-3. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
You know, we had a big crowd on Monday. Obviously, our field doesn't hold as many people as this. This is by far bigger.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yep. An 0-2 count. This one up and ball 1. And I agree. This one, you're able to fit a lot more just with the hill alone, but I always will be biased to Bobby Hopkins Park.
Well, you know, when they rebuilt it, I don't know if you remember, the stands at Bobby Hopkins used to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
But when they, I guess they got, I don't know what the right word would be, condemned, basically.
This one
Ball
popped up.
coming back our way and out of play. The seats they put in, much smaller. I
Correct.
mean, almost
it was
not
like
even,
a downsize.
They
kind of.
did.
Yep. It's more condensed, but this one down low, ball 3, and brings count full, 2 outs.
Then you know who Bobby Hopkins was?
Famous Oak Ridge baseball player.
Yes, he was. And in fact, you can probably see his name. There's strike
And
3.
there's a strikeout to end the bottom of the fourth. A quick 3 up, 3 down for the Farragut Admirals. And now we'll get a quick interview with Dallin James. He was ready for me. Dallin, you were the one that mentioned that you guys played middle school baseball. What position did you play in middle school?
Left dugout.
Left dugout. I don't.
I was just there to scream
Just there to cheer on your brother and the rest of your teammates, right?
and eat sunflower seeds.
How was that experience when you were playing middle school baseball?
I had lots of friends on the team, so it was pretty fun. I had fun.
And you think a lot of that baseball experience played into you playing basketball now?
I think I just did it for my friends. I didn't really care much about baseball. I was just out there to be with my friends. You know, I'm basketball first always.
And did you learn a lot from playing baseball?
More of the rules. I mean, I kind of already knew how to play baseball, but I learned more of the rules and understand stuff now, like a balk. But I couldn't explain it. I just know it's like not allowed.
When you played baseball, did you have a favorite player from the major leagues or anything like that?
No, I do not watch baseball on the TV. It's too boring. It's slow. So,
But you definitely prefer playing basketball now for the Wildcats, right?
without a doubt.
And with this upcoming season, what do you think the outlook is for these Wildcats going into the 26-27 year?
I think we have a pretty good season. Got a lot of guys returning, so hopefully we go far. I don't know.
Well, Dallin, thank you very much. We'll get ready for this top half of the fifth. It's Oak Ridge leading it over Farragut 10-2. Always great to have interviews from really good interviewees with the James twins.
Yeah, especially Dallin. Dallin's got a great
Exactly. He's a character, but he's really nice. Really good kid.
Here's Parker Free. Parker has been on base a lot tonight, as a lot of the top of the order has done. Parker Free, let's see, he's singled in a run. He's had a single, and he picked up another RBI by being hit by a pitch earlier, and he leads things off. I don't want to jinx him, but every leadoff man for the Wildcats has been on base in this ball game. And Wildcats up 10-2, big 7-run inning. Big inning as Parker hits the ball to left field. That's another base hit. So Parker coming alive here. I think maybe after a weekend where the Wildcats struggled a bit, this is a great ball game to end the losing streak for one, and to get them back involved here offensively. And Parker with his third hit of the ball game.
Yeah, really much needed for these Wildcats to get in this rhythm now, especially before the postseason next week. Obviously, they'll have a bit of a break, not a long break, but a bit of a break in order to get ready for the district tournament next week. And thankfully, again, they'll be hosting next week, so enough to get ready for the upcoming postseason.
Got to get this guy going, too. He is 1 for 3. He hits the ball foul territory, drifting off to the left. And I didn't see if he's still out of play, so kind of out of our view once he goes past the dugout over there. Appreciate our camera guy. Where's Luis? I saw him earlier.
He was over right next to us, and I think he heard his name, and he saw you and heard his name, and then he ran off.
Here's the pitch to Mikey, hit it on the ground. That's going to be a base hit in the left field. So the Wildcats with back-to-back hits, Parker Free and Mikey Teasley, and that's a great sign. You don't have to hit home runs all the time, Ben. It's good to see Mikey get a single, and here comes Kipton to run for him.
Yeah, Powerball is not always the method, but of course these guys have been able to play both Powerball and just putting the ball in play, and played it really well already. 10 hits to count for it.
Yeah, if Joseph were to hit a home run right now, the Wildcats would have the 10-run rule on the Farragut Admirals. They would need to get them out in the bottom half of the inning, and I doubt Farragut's been run ruled many times.
I don't think so. If they have, it's been a while, but especially not here at home themselves.
Nobody out, 2 on for the Wildcats. Here's a pitch to Joe. He swings and he misses. Hopefully he didn't hear me as the count is 0-1. Tremendous crowd here at Farragut. I mean, there's probably, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people here. I can't even describe it for a high school baseball game. Of course, Farragut, you win so many state championships. They're always going to come out and support them. But, it's number 1 versus number 2 in the state. Despite the fact that Oak Ridge has had that losing streak, heading into this game, they still were ranked number 2 in the state, which is a credit not to the games they lost, but just to the team they've got.
And it's definitely a really good problem to have, is still being able to be that top team in the state, and again, of having the talent that this Oak Ridge team has. Regardless, it's able to be a really good season anyway.
Joseph in for the Wildcats, right-handed hitter. Runners, Ben, you talking? Oh. Runners at first and second. Kipton Fagan is the runner at first. The pitch to Joe is hit foul off the netting to the right. Wildcats have probably Andy Hudson at second. I'm screened by the bush once again. It is Andy. We've had these two guys on before. Both of them have scored runs in this ball game.
And it's funny, Dave, every time the ball is hit to the left of us, you and I have to stand up in order to just see where the ball goes.
You and I aren't the tallest guys in the world, so looking over.
I was going to say Dylan should be the one doing it, but he's also technical directing, so we'll give him that benefit of the doubt.
We appreciate some people. We'll go to the chat. We've had some people who have Venmo'd us today, a little extra money. That's on the chat if you want to help us. The postseason, the TSSAA charges, and unfortunately, pitches hit foul again. Unfortunately, we can't broadcast unless we pay that blood money to the TSSAA. That's what I call it, Ben. I mean,
The funny part is that you're not wrong.
It's all about money with them.
Yep.
It's, instead of promoting kids, they think it takes away when you stream ball games. But we have learned that more people become interested. We found that out with the 1 year we weren't able to do the home ball games. They checked the numbers, and we had more people come when we were streaming as opposed to when we weren't allowed to stream.
And it's also just the fact of the family members of, I mentioned this earlier, the family members of the players that aren't able to come, who are out of state, aren't able to watch either way.
Ball hit hard to the first baseman. That is going to advance the runners. So down to third is Andy Hudson. At second is Kipton Fagan, and that is the first out. And the batter is Carson Fagan. Carson has had a really good game. Carson has 2 RBIs in the game. He has a single. He walked, stole a base, scored a run, and he bats here with a couple more runners in scoring position. Base hit here would give Oak Ridge a 10-run lead heading into the bottom of the inning. Wildcats could even get more. Base hit here could mean 2. Right-handed hitting senior. The pitch to him is a ball. I know that the Fagan family down in Amarillo is trying to encourage the people on the chat. I know it's the sponsors you see on the screen are basically our football and basketball sponsors. We have had really very few people actually sponsor baseball. Ball just bounces in front of some young ladies across the way, and it's funny to me. I don't know why you would duck. I want to see the ball coming down.
I want to see where it's going.
Yes, but they were ducking. But 1 ball, 1 strike. But I'll come back to the money issue. I hate asking for money, but baseball is one of those sports. Pitch to Carson, hit foul at the plate. It was one of those sports where, like in football, we'll have 3,000 or 4,000, 5,000 people watching a football game, over a couple thousand watching basketball. Baseball, it doesn't have the same following, despite the fact that Oak Ridge has been so good. We've got grandparents in Connecticut. We've got grandparents in Texas. We got people in Montana, Idaho watching. And it's their way to see their grandkids play, basically.
Right, and it's just unfortunate that you get as far as you do in the state tournament or wherever, and you can't even have your games live for the teams, for your family members to be able to watch. It's just unfortunate.
So it's like a telethon here. We are really trying to raise some money. As Carson swings and he misses, and he strikes out, and that is out number 2.
The one point I was going to bring up, David, is now Jaden Cheverton comes up to the plate to bat here with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. The 3 things that I can guarantee you in life that you'll always have: death, taxes, and that the TSSAA will charge for fees for anything. It's just a ridiculous rule that they do. It's just unfortunate that we're always prone to it, because I know that we're probably one of the only teams in the schools in the state that consistently stream games, and it's unfortunate that we have to end up asking and basically begging for money, unfortunately, to be able to stream our games for families out of state.
Jaden behind the count 0-1, and also you got Dobbins Bennett, who doesn't allow streaming at all, which absolutely makes no sense. You would think they'd want to promote kids to the other part of the state to, get them some recognition, but they don't allow it.
And then just on top of that, just being able to, again, have your venues promoted through having those teams that are far away and able to stream their games and be able to watch it from your venue.
But we have done about 25 baseball games this year. In Alabama, we went on the road trip. So we've done a ton of ball games, more than we probably have ever done. And we do it as a community service. We don't do it as a money-making thing. Nobody makes any money here except Dylan. Dylan's gotten rich off of prep radio. But
Dylan's on payroll right now, Dave.
Here's the pitch to Jaden. That's inside, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike to him. Wildcats have runners at second and third. Lead runner is Andy Hudson. Kipton Fagan is out at second. There's 2 outs. I believe, are we in the 6th inning or the 5th inning? Oh, yeah, I see. Here's the pitch to Jaden. That's a called strike. It might have been a little low, but, kind of hard to take that one. I'm not going to. Now, if it was Taylor, I'd be saying something. Taylor was the umpire on Monday. I'm not going to say his last name, but it's kind of like Strawberry, but not quite. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch, that's ball 4. So Jaden Cheverton is aboard. Jaden had a big RBI single back in the 1st inning. And this here comes Cam Welch. He had a hit his last time. Jaden came into it. He had a single. He reached on an error. He scored a run, knocked in a run, stole a base. And now the bases are loaded. The Wildcats have had the bases loaded quite a bit in this particular game. Let's get Cam. One down the 310 mark at right field would be nice. There's a pitch outside of the zone. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. I know we got some Farragut people watching, and I know we can be obnoxious at times because we're for Oak Ridge. I mean, we're bottom line. But we do appreciate and really respect the Farragut program with all the state titles and all the great players that have come through here, the great coaches. There's a called strike. No disrespect to Farragut at all. In fact, we respect them.
Indeed, yeah. When I was setting up cameras earlier this afternoon, it was a lot of Farragut families who were asking if we were streaming the ball game tonight, and they were very pleased with our stream of the game on Monday. And just regardless of the rivalry, so that one's called in strike 2 to Cam Welch. Regardless of the rivalry, it's a really good opportunity for us to be able to, gain community from other families from other schools as well.
We appreciate Teresa Ledden. She's a faculty member at Oak Ridge High School. There's another ball to Cam low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we have Jeff and Mike Henderson have also pledged to help us. They help us in every sport. I mean, former Wildcats, one of the last people to go to the state tournament before these last couple of years. Kathy Smith Bellinger. The ball is hit to left field, but right to the left fielder for out number 3. Wildcats load the base. They fail to score. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. We're at Farragut High School. The Wildcats on top of the Admirals 10-2. We'll be back to Farragut on Prep Radio in a moment.
Riker. Caleb, how we doing?
We're doing great. Cops aren't very happy with us right now. The Farragut parents are a bunch of softies. I'm just saying that right now. We're still going to yell a little bit, but we got to tone it down. They're a little bit mad they're getting blown out right now. I guess they aren't used to Oak Ridge baseball.
Now, Caleb, you've been talking most. I'll come back to you, Caleb. We're getting ready to start this other half of the inning.
David Clary,
be right
Ben
back
George,
with Caleb
Dylan
Riker
Woody
here in a
back
moment.
here at Farragut High School. The ballpark at Farragut, as they say, beautiful facility. Anybody's been to a football game, you usually can see over the top and see the football facility, the baseball from the football facility. As we start play here in the bottom of the 5th, Ben.
Bottom half. Mikey Teasley with 4 straight strikeouts already. Caleb Van Lant now up to bat for the Farragut Admirals. Here's this one hit in the left, and the throw from third. Not in, and it is in time for out number 1. Had a little bit of an overlap with Dave and I to start off this bottom half of the inning, but I'm back down. We'll talk to Caleb here in a little bit. He gave some good insight on how loud they are up there. He said that the Farragut police or KPD is pretty upset with them up there, but
Really?
Yeah.
What'd they say?
He just said that the Farragut parents were complaining about them up there, but
Well, you know, baseball is supposed to be a kind of a dignified sport, kind
Indeed.
of like golf, but yeah, it's high school. Kids
Yep.
should have fun.
Yep, indeed. And now a quick 2 strikes for Brayton Ty.
I know Farragut's dugout was pretty rowdy Monday night,
Yep.
and they're a little quiet tonight.
They were a little quiet tonight. They started off really loud with getting their leadoff hit was a double off the wall, and then they got 2 runs in the second, and since then it's been very quiet. It's now 10 runs to 2, and now Brayton Ty behind in the count. This one's swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's another strikeout for Mikey Teasley. He's got 5 on the night. Count him up. all on one hand, 5 strikeouts for Mikey Teasley, and now Jake Harris now up for the Farragut Admirals. Mikey Teasley looking to get out of this inning and be ready to. This one knocked by Jake Harris down the left field line. But the
Kind of a low throw there by Joe.
yeah,
And
a little wild, and unable to make that play at first is Cheeto Welch, and brings on a runner over to first.
Hey Ben, the Wildcats have scored all their runs in 2 different innings.
Wow.
They've had base runners in every inning, but they scored the 3 runs in the first and then 7, I guess, in the third
Yeah.
inning. And other than that, they've been kind of shut out.
Yeah, very impressive. You cannot ask for a better offensive night from these Wildcats. I doubt that Coach Free will be very upset with this team from our post-game talk after this. Knowing him, he'll probably still be upset just with the runners that Farragut has been able to put on. But great day here especially here at the end for Mikey Teasley and the rest of the defense. Count now 2-0. 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th, excuse me. This one fouled off to the field house.
We appreciate Alex Myers and Mike Sheehan for their coverage of the ball game. I was a little under the weather. I didn't think I was going to be able to do this game, but I think a 10-2 lead has kind of gotten me
Brought
going
the
here.
adrenaline for sure.
Yeah, most definitely appreciate Mike Kelly and you too, Ben, for doing some ball games, because my job takes me out of town, as you know, so I've missed a few.
Those Atlanta Braves are doing a lot of great things down in Atlanta.
Yeah, they have the second most maybe tied for the most wins in Major League Baseball right now. 5 games up, by the way.
Yep.
And your Mets, that's John Ulrich's
John
Mets.
Ulrich.
12
John
straight
Ulrich.
losses.
Yep.
John, are you watching? Haven't heard
John
from
Ulrich is watching. His Mets are last in the NL East.
He hasn't contacted me in about
I know,
2 weeks.
He shouldn't have. He's been very quiet, radio silent. So full count now, 2 outs. To Adam Flagg, this one popped up. And back way beyond us. Full count, 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th.
Dylan, do you know much about Farragut's football team? We'll talk to you in a minute.
Full count, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Mikey Teasley still dealing for the Wildcats. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's strikeout number 6 for Mikey Teasley. And the Wildcats lead it 10-2 over Farragut. As we get ready to head to the 6th inning, it's Oak Ridge leading at 10-2 over Farragut from Farragut's ballpark. We'll be right back here from Oak Ridge Baseball. This is Prep Radio.
Welcome back once again to Farragut, 10-2 Wildcats as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Whit Reniger bunts it up the third base line. Nice play by the third baseman. His throw is in time to retire the sophomore. Whit had a 2 RBI double back in the big 7-run inning for the Wildcats and scored a run, but he's out there. Not a bad bunt, maybe a little bit too hard, and that's out number 1. Batter now will be Brooks Poteet. Brooks, let's see, had a single, walked and scored a run. He takes a ball up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Went out here in the 6th inning. Big crowd on hand here at Farragut. Oak Ridge on top by a score of 10-2 over the Admirals. Brooks takes a strike, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch is another called strike, and Poteet behind in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ben, I can tell you I've watched a lot of Oak Ridge High School baseball ever since I was a kid, actually. I'll go through the coaches that I've seen coach. Ball 2. Started with Buddy Pope. Have you ever heard of that name? You've probably heard of his very more famous brother.
Yes.
Jackie Pope.
Jackie Pope. I have heard of both names, but I have heard of Buddy as well.
Buddy was a star football player in the late 40s. I mean, he's much older than Jackie, and was the first baseball coach that I remember seeing. And I'll continue after this. 3-2 pitch. I'm giving you a little history lesson here.
Story time with Uncle Dave.
Poteet, full count on him. 1 out here in the 6th inning. 10-2 Wildcats. Brooks hits the ball well to left center field. The center fielder, though, makes the catch for out number 2. Second coach, Rick Evans, who sadly passed about a year ago last week. He was the coach after Buddy Pope. Following Buddy Pope was a man named Jerry Lynn, took over for 1 year. His assistant coach was Howie Irwin, who was my favorite 3rd grade teacher of all time. He was the assistant coach. Here's a pitch to Warren. He hits the ball to right center field, but not deep enough, and the out is made. You want me to continue? We'll continue on here.
We can continue.
So after Jerry Lim was, and these are all guys that I've dealt with as coaches. This is how old I am, Ben, Dylan. After Jerry Lim was a guy named Jack Crouch, who came from Anderson County, Norris, I believe, back when Norris had a high school.
Yeah.
And that was before Anderson County High School. And then following Jack Crouch, the winningest coach, Nelson Glover, did it for a long time. Had some really great teams in the 1990s. And I've said this many times. If not for Todd Helton, Oak Ridge might have won a couple of state championships in baseball. Sean Summers was a great player for the Wildcats. Then Bobby Moe, Chip Hughley. I could go down the list. But Todd Helton was in our district. That guy's in the Hall of Fame. He's in Cooperstown.
Yep.
So, and Central just had multiple professional ball players on that team, and we weren't able to win the big one. And back then, you only had 1 game in the region, 1 game in the sub-state.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't like it is now.
It wasn't as best of 3 as it is now.
Following Nelson Glover, we had Tom Froning, who is still teaching at Oak Ridge High School.
My favorite teacher from Oak Ridge High
Really
School.
good guy, had some really successful years. And then he was followed by Mark Garrison, who was a longtime assistant under Coach Glover and Coach Froning. And we come to Coach Travis Free.
Yep.
That's a lot of coaches, baseball
Yep.
coaches I've dealt with over the years. So what does that make me?
Very old.
Yes, it does.
Very old.
But, they've all had great traits to them. And, but Coach Free probably has elevated the program. I know Buddy Pope took them to the state tournament back in the early 70s. But Coach Free's trying to take Oak Ridge to the state tournament for 3 consecutive years, which has never happened.
Been done.
And it's very hard to do anyway. I mean, no guarantee.
Right, and I'll say that, especially in just under a decade, about a decade now, Coach Travis Free has really transformed this baseball program from a team that was trying to compete for district championships to now being able to win the district. I wouldn't say easily. It's never easy in district play, but especially in district baseball. But this one's fouled off. He's transformed this team from the mindset of trying to win district to now trying to make state for yet again, like you just said, a third straight year. So it's not often that happens, but definitely a culture shift from when I first started here in high school. Now currently we've got Matthew Mitchell up for the Admirals. This one hit off and fouled off. Right over the head of the first base umpire. Count now 1-2. Excuse me, 0-2. The pitch, this one, hit off down the third base line. The throw from third to first. Got him, out number one. Out number one here in the bottom of the sixth. Brings a score, still 10-2, and Oak Ridge starting off this bottom half of the sixth with an out for the Admirals. Travis Brummett, the DH, now up for the Admirals. He's a 4-spot hitter. This one, first pitch, call the ball. 1-0 now with one out. Mikey Teasley continuing to deal. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. Mikey Teasley doing really well tonight. Only 2 earned runs for him. The pitch, this one, called ball. We've seen some Royals scouts. I think a scout from another ball club as well, Major League Ball Club, and this one called ball 3. Mikey Teasley continuing to deal and doing really well. He has, like I mentioned before, 6 strikeouts on the day and has only allowed 2 runs on a 2 RBI double. And now brings the count full.
Brummett didn't like that, but that was definitely a strike.
He did not. It was a strike, and it was right there at the gut. This one lifted up in the center. This one going to be caught out in center for out number 2.
I've said it before. I think Warren East gets probably a better jump than almost any center fielder I've seen play at Oak Ridge. He gets a really good jump. He's got good legs anyway. He's very fast, but it's the jump he gets. You know, it makes hard plays look very routine.
Right, and I there's a lot of plays from him in center that probably a couple years ago I wouldn't have said any Oak Ridge center fielder would have been able to make. Because, again, he's that quarterback for the outfield, and he's done really well to be able to lead this team to make a lot of great out plays for the Wildcats.
And then you got to remember, there's only 5 seniors on this team.
Yep.
I mean, obviously Mikey's going to be a big loss next year.
Right.
Carson Fagan, Cam Welch, Tri Sharp, and Dylan Skeens. There's the 5 seniors. Yep. And huge losses, but there's a lot of players coming back next year.
This one. Caught out and perfect grab for the third out to end the 6th. Oak Ridge leading 10-2 over Farragut. Wildcats leading it big, and as we get ready to head to the last frame, it's Oak Ridge leading it huge in a district ball game, the final one of the 2026 season before we get ready for the postseason. Dylan Woody's going to head up with me to change a battery on one of the cameras. We're going to try and get Caleb Riker one last interview before we end this game. Let's get Caleb Riker over here one last time. We got cut off by the last inning. So, Caleb, you're a senior. You guys are really loud. David said that it's the student section that's really loud. I've been hearing you more than anybody chirping. I'm sorry. Jared has been being loud as well. That's natural. Caleb, I've not been
as we possibly can. If you're listening, obviously you're watching our broadcast today on the chat. I think Dylan has put my
in the best terms possible. What do you think? And let's be clean with it, please.
We've already had some people
What do you believe in this Farragut baseball program?
If you'd like to
I think that
get in touch with me.
they might be a bit
my
fraudulent. They're
email
not
address,
as good as
and
they used
this
to
is
be.
an AOL address,
Parents got to get used to it too. I mean,
catvoice at
they've been getting real mad
AOL.com.
about this.
Or
We've got
you know,
a whole bunch
you
of
can
players
send
from California.
a donation
They're all
directly to
soft.
my house
All of them,
as
all
well, and you
soft.
can just make the check
And
out to
Caleb, with
maybe
your
Oak Ridge High
last
School or
couple
Prep
ball
Radio,
games
depending
on the
the
road,
games
how are
that,
you guys going to be able to
that are
bring
at
the
Oak Ridge,
energy
we have
come
to make
district
the check
tournament
out to
time?
the high school, although it goes directly
is
to
the tournament on the
TSSAA.
road?
I live at 1055
I meant
West
for this
Outer
last game
Drive.
on the road, how are you
And,
guys going to bring the energy for
anything
the
is
district tournament
appreciated.
at
I mean,
Bobby Hopkins next
that-
Friday?
I mean, it's like
We're
$200 a
there.
game, which
Let's
is absolutely
let this be
ludicrous.
known.
I
We're
call
gonna
it
be
blood money. That's what it is.
More people here,
TSSAA
bigger,
should
louder,
be promoting
better.
kids, but
Everything's gonna be better.
they want to collect
Everything's
money.
gonna be
So
better.
I've been hearing some
top of
comments
the
from
seventh,
Jared.
about to
Jared
get to that.
Bafford,
Oak
what have
Ridge
you
will
been thinking
lead
of this
things off
game
with
tonight?
Parker Free. Parker has had a great ball game.
They're kind of
3
soft,
hits in
I'm
the
not
ball
gonna
game.
lie. I mean, the
He
parents,
had
you
a
gotta
single,
get
an
used to this
RBI.
baseball. I mean, come on
Was
now.
hit by a pitch,
That's
had
gotta
a
be
single
happening in every
and an
sport.
RBI. 3 total
Perfect.
singles
Thank you
in the
guys.
ball
We're going
game.
to
So
head
like
back
I said,
down
he
to
does
David
not have
Clary as we get
to
ready
hit
to
home
start off
runs.
this top of the seventh.
And Parker steps in. Ben, I'm sorry I didn't hear you on there. Not sure exactly. I think we just changed the batteries. Here's a pitch to Parker. Sorry about that, Ben. I didn't know you were talking.
No, it's all good. We got some really good answers from Caleb Riker and Jared Bafford. They said that they're going to bring the energy come district tournament time next weekend. This one hit by Parker Free, deep in. This one going to go.
And here comes the throw in.
And that's going to get Parker Free over to first base. Played it really well, and he's got a Drew Gilbert double celebration out there in second base.
And that's the 4th hit of the ball game for Parker.
Parker alone, that's really good. Parker Free able to get to second. And now Andy Hudson going to be that courtesy runner for the Wildcats.
And the batter is Mikey Teasley. Mikey has 2 hits in the ball game, 2 singles, stole a base. His runner, Kipton Fagan, has scored a run. And the pitch to Mikey is a called strike. Mikey looks like he's going to go all the way on the mound. He's pitched 6 strong innings. We're in the 7th inning. I think we're in the 7th.
Yes, we are, and I haven't seen anyone else warming up to get ready to pitch, so we're going to say that Mikey's going to finish this game out. That ball up high for ball 1.
Appreciate Dylan just changed out a battery on one of our cameras. It went dead on us. It's hard to keep I mean, it's been kind of a fairly long game. We're looking at 2 hours right now. Quick throw to third, and Andy Hudson has just stolen third base. So for Andy, that'll be, I believe, his 2nd stolen base. Or is that Kipton or Andy?
That indeed was Andy Hudson. Andy Hudson, the base runner out there at third base now.
And that is his 2nd stolen base of the ball game. Saw his mom and dad here earlier.
Now with no outs, Mikey Teasley with a chance to get on in.
Swings at a high fastball. Count is 1-2.
Nope.
This is my inning, Ben. You just want to call a home run, don't you?
I was helping you out with Andy, and then I mentioned how he was at third and had a chance of getting in.
Just kidding, Ben. I appreciate your help. Ball hit on the ground. That's going to get another run in. That's an RBI for Mikey Teasley. And the Wildcats lead Farragut 11-2 here at Farragut. It's an RBI. You can talk, Ben.
Really great hit out there by Mikey Teasley. Unfortunately not able to get to first, but he's clapping it up on his way back to the dugout because he knows he did his job in order to bring in a run. Now he's going to be able to go back onto the mound and be able to do his job to finish it out.
One of the
Farragut
Admirals
looks to be having some talks out there.
It looks like we've got the trainer out there to look at one of the Admirals who's got his helmet off. We're live here at Farragut High School. The Wildcats, a week from Friday, will open up District 3 tournament play. They'll take on a team yet to be determined. I know it'll be at Bobby Hopkins Field. And as we said, there's Eli Peters. Why don't you go talk to Eli real quick?
I did talk to him.
Oh, did you really? Have you talked
good
to
answers? I've talked to at least 3 Oak Ridge Wildcats. I talked to Caleb, Jared Bafford, and Eli Peters. They gave some great answers.
I'm looking around here. I'm going to find somebody else for you to talk to. Well, there's Coach Paige Taylor. We'll stick with students here.
Yes.
I I haven't seen Coach Gaddis. I guess, like we said, he's probably at that
Yeah,
track
he's probably at the senior day. But it's interesting, though, because Caleb Riker's not out there for senior day.
meet. You know, I tweeted earlier. That we scored 7 runs, and Coach Gaddis was the first person to like it. So he's keeping up to date with us. So here comes Joseph Webb, the Wildcats. Lead by a score of 11-2 over the Admirals. Not the same kind of drama we saw Monday night. In fact, a lot of the fans are heading out of here. But like I said, no lead is safe against a good Farragut program. Pitch to Joe. Oh, he hits the ball deep. Right center field. Going, but caught at the wall. That Joseph had hit one out, but it died right at the track, and that is out number 2.
Able to get farther. I mean, the whole dugout and all of our fans believed that it was going to get out, but unfortunately just not able to get all of the depth of it.
We'll have a post-game show. Ben, start thinking about who you want to talk to. Ben's going to go out on the Farragut field, talk to Coach Free and some of the Wildcats. Carson Fagan, the batter. Carson's had a good game. He's knocked in a couple runs, has an RBI, he walked, he stole a base, and he scored a run. Just about every one of the Wildcats has done well in this ball game. I think, as I look at them, I think every single Wildcat today has reached base safely at least once in this ball game. And that is something we didn't have up in Kingsport, where we struggled a bit offensively. Cut on a miss. Carson.
It's really good to have that. And I was going to say this at the start of tonight's game. It was good to have that weekend series up in Kingsport. Again, we've seen it years past. That's really a bonding moment for this team. They get to be able to play together. They get to hang out together in the hotel and many other things. And then they get to play baseball together and grow as a team. Because regardless of the outcomes, they were able to do a lot to be able to understand this ball gets out and fouled over to the field house.
It's not funny, Ben, but what was funny, there's probably, 30 high school girls up there, young girls. That ball went in that area. It looked like
it was like there was a shark in the water. They all ran away.
But nobody got hurt, so that's all that matters.
Exactly.
But it was humorous to watch, actually.
Yes.
Dylan got a good smile on his face, too. It was funny, was it not?
It was pretty fun.
3-2 count on Carson Fagan. 2 outs, nobody aboard. Carson hits the ball foul, this time off the netting.
The last point I'll bring up about the weekend series is that it's good to have those weekends where not everybody's on their mark. Everybody gets to have that learning moment because we get ready for the postseason here in the district tournament next week, and this team's going to be able to have a great opportunity to be able to, like how they have this week already, be able to flip that switch and get into the mode of postseason play.
Fagan family has contributed. They've been contributing all season long to us down in Amarillo, Texas. See what Carson can do. There's ball 4. So Carson's aboard. So it continues. Every single inning, the Wildcats have had a base runner, at least one. Batter now will be Jaden Cheverton. Jaden singled in a run, stole a base, scored a run after reaching on an error, and walked as well. So, like I said, every person in the lineup has been on base for the Wildcats at least once.
Yes, and Jaden's done a really good job as well. Parker Free is
4 hits for Parker.
Right, and Parker Free, as Jaden Cheverton was getting into the batter's box, was telling his teammate, just be you in this at-bat. Don't focus on the other intangibles, just be yourself.
That has been George. I'm going to ask Ben in between as we get ready for the 7th what Ben's future plans are. Jaden hits the ball in the air. Center field. Shortstop out, second baseman out. It's the center fielder who makes the play for out number 3. The Wildcats need 3 outs, and they knock down and beat the Admirals for the first time in the district this year. So, Ben, I know you said you're a junior at UT. What are your goals and aspirations, and how long do you have before you graduate?
My career goals are to take your job, David. I'm joking,
wow.
joking. But no, I do want to pursue a broadcasting career, whether that be from behind the scenes of what Dylan's doing right now of technical directing or being on air like how I am right now. That's my aspirations for a career. Hoping to do that in the future. Right now here at the University of Tennessee, I'm a video assistant for our football program, and then on top of that, I get to work alongside Mike Keith for a lot of our Vol Network programming throughout the week. So that's given me a lot of avenues and opportunities to be able to try and pursue my career broadcasting, and got one more year left in me here at University of Tennessee, and hoping to make every last moment count with all of my broadcasting classes and all the things that I do already with my work. So,
Man, I was wondering why you brought that bottle of arsenic with you tonight. I was wondering why. Did you want to take over the job early?
Maybe. It depends. It depends on what my salary looks like, but we can go into those details later.
Well, I can tell you the prep radio salary structure here. Nobody makes a whole lot of money.
I was going to say that salary number might be in the negatives, honestly. So
Right. We do it as a community service. Everyone
Yes.
knows that.
Yes.
Farragut has 3 more outs to work with, Ben, with the Wildcats up 11-2.
yes, and now up for the Admirals is Zane Zershi Smith. He struck out his last time out. Mikey Teasley looking to end this game. Count 1-0. This one popped up behind us. Parker Free said that was a car that was going to be hit, but it hits the hill right behind us. Thankfully, didn't hit any of our equipment. Either way, Dylan Woody would be able to protect all of it. Count now even at 1. Good timeout called by Zane Shersey Smith. Here, bottom of the 7th, 11-2, Oak Ridge leads. The pitch, and strike 2. Brings the count to 1-2. No outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Oak Ridge nearly run-ruled Farragut, but still a 9-run lead for the Wildcats. As the count's now even at 2. The pitch. This one fouled back to the net, back to the backstop. Number 38. Cole Creasman on deck for the Admirals. Mason Shelton now batting for the Admirals. Count is now full after that pitch. Mason Shelton, the second baseman for the Ads. This pitch hit on the ground over to first and down the first base line for an extra base hit. Shelton going to try for 2, and the throw is not in time. He's safe.
Did you get that play at 7?
He went wide. So Shelton able to reach on a double. And now Cole Creasman coming up for the Farragut Admirals. Creasman scored on his first attempt. Rather, Cole Creasman reached on his first attempt and then eventually scored a run, and then last at-bat struck out by the hands of Mikey Teasley. Count now 1-0. The pitch brings it now 2-0.
Might be getting a little bit tired here. I would expect maybe Carson Fagan might come in with a lead at 11-2 though.
Yep.
They're probably going to give Mikey as much room.
They might give him the rope on this one. This one hit down into the left field and off the wall for an extra base hit. First run is going to come in for Farragut. It's now going to be 11-3, and Creasman reaches to second on that double off the sponsor wall over in left field.
Yeah, on Monday we saw the Wildcats rally for 4 runs in the 7th inning.
Yep.
Good news is the Wildcats are still up big, 11-3.
Yeah, that is the best part of it. If not for those now 8 runs up, then Wildcats might be making a change, but a double scores Mason Shelton, and now Caleb Van Lant now up for the Admirals. Count now 1-0.
Is that my phone?
That second pitch evens the count at 1. Even count at 1. No outs here in the bottom of the 7th. This pitch now off, and Kreisman's going to get over to third on a...
His family watching our broadcast today, so we got some Farragut people watching.
We appreciate it every time. We appreciate all the Farragut families who are able to watch our stream. That's why we do it, not only for our fans and our community, but for the surrounding communities. This one hit down and out at first for Van Lant, but he brings in Cole Kreisman, and now the total now score 11-4. Oak Ridge still leading here in the bottom of the 7th. Cole Kreisman on his RBI double himself, and then an RBI ground out on that ground out, for Van Lant. And now Brayton Ty now up for the Admirals. This one, first pitch in, strike. We've got 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Mikey Teasley still dealing and potentially closing out this game. Pitch, Teasley. Brings the count now 2-1. 11-4 the score. Oak Ridge scored in the first inning, the 3rd inning, and earlier in the 7th. Now one in, strike 2 evens the count up. 11 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. This one brings the count now full with 3-2 and 1 out. Farragut with their 2 runs, and this one hit out in the right field and able to be caught out for out number 2. Now Admirals down to their final out of the day. Farragut with their runs in the 2nd inning, and then here in the bottom of the 7th, they totaled 4 runs, 5 hits, and 3 errors on the night. Jake Harris now up. He's the leadoff hitter for the Admirals. First pitch to him is a ball. This one fouled back to the screen. Brings the count now even at 1. 1-1, 2 outs. Admirals down to their final out of the day. Mikey Teasley closing out this game, pitching a full, complete game. This pitch. And strike 2. Count now 1-2, 2 outs. Here top of the 7th. Mikey Teasley looking to total 7 strikeouts on the night. Goes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that'll end it. Oak Ridge defeats Farragut here at the ballpark at Farragut by a final score of 11-4. Wildcats win it. Wildcats 11 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. Farragut 4 runs, 5 hits, and 3 errors. Oak Ridge winning this 2nd game of the series to split the series against the Farragut Admirals.
And that is the first loss of the year in the district for the Farragut Admirals. I have an idea, Ben. We're going to see this team again, maybe multiple times.
Really deep. And like you just said, this is their only first loss in district play. That doesn't happen often. It happens often for Farragut, but it doesn't happen often against for an Oak Ridge team against another. But it's really, really great to have seen this happen. And Oak Ridge, I agree, we'll see this Farragut team either in district play again, or we'll sometimes see them either in region or in state tournament play.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope we get to the state tournament as the Wildcats do win the ball game 11-4. We're going to have a post-game show out on the field. Ben's going to do that. I appreciate that, Ben. You might want to track down your interviews here. The Wildcats win at 11-4, and they end that losing streak, which I know was getting to get to the players here. They beat a Greenville team, the defending state champions, last Thursday, but fell twice on Friday to Dobbins-Bennett and to Elder, Ohio. Then they lost the next ball game to Jefferson County in a 3-1 ball game, and then they lost on Monday to Farragut. And now the Wildcats get a win, and it's their 26th win of the year. I'll run down some of the individual totals. Warren East got on base a couple times with a single and a hit. Parker Free had 4 hits on the year, a double and 3 singles, had a couple of RBIs. Mikey Teasley had 2 hits and an RBI. Kipton Fagan scored a run, had a stolen base. Joseph Webb had an RBI on a walk. Carson Fagan had 2 RBIs with a single and a walk. Actually, 2 walks. Jaden Cheverton, an RBI single, a walk. He stole a base. Camden Welch had a single and a walk. Whit Reniger had a 2 RBI double and scored a run. Brooks Poteet had a walk and a single. Mikey Teasley goes all the way and wins his 7th game. I believe it's his 7th game of the year. Let me check my records to make sure on that. Yes, Mikey Teasley is now 7-0 on the year. We're going to have our post-game show. We're going to have to follow where Ben is. Maybe we can get a shot of Ben on the field, wherever he is. And that might be, I don't know which camera you can use best. But we'll have a post-game show. Coach Free and players. Stay with us on our YouTube channel. Victorious from Farragut. The Wildcats win it 11-4. Ben George will have his post-game show coming up in a few short moments here on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. I'm looking for him out on the field. I'll just keep the mic open. We'll let Ben start talking when he's ready.
Senior Parker Free and Junior Parker Free, excuse me. Parker, you guys had a lot of offense tonight. What just played into a lot of the comeback from on Monday to tonight?
Yes, sir. I mean, we knew coming in last night, we got it hot in the sixth. We got a couple runs in the sixth. We couldn't get the job done, obviously, late. But we came in today. We were like, we got to jump on them early. We got to get to them early because then they're just going to try to go bullpen game the whole time through to show us the least amount of bullets they got. And so we knew if we got on them early, we could attack and we could get them to make mistakes, and we did that today.
And you guys, you said that you guys started really early with 3 runs there in the first, and then defensively for you guys really, Mikey and your fielding really held them down for the majority of the game. After they scored those first 2 runs in the second, how did you guys turn that around?
We knew that coming in, I mean, they were going to be able to catch up to Mikey's fastball. It's a thing that they knew we were going to be sitting it. So they scored those 2. We're like, we're fine. We hit good in the first. Let's just keep the momentum going, keep scoring runs, keep doing it for the team, keep getting jobs done, and we knew we could have a chance.
After your battle against Farragut on Monday, how much of that, and I guess my other question is it's kind of a 2-parter, how did that play into the outcome of today? But then on top of that, what was said within the team on Monday, if you can say it, what was said by the team on Monday that helped you play into the day?
Yeah, Monday we were a little bit we obviously knew we kind of let ourselves down a little bit. We didn't have the juice that we needed. We knew coming in we had to stay locked in from the first pitch, and we knew that coming in we could get the barrels hot, we could get it going. We came in with a little chip on our shoulder, knew that we had to get it done, and we got it done.
Beautiful. And then I'll ask you this last thing to wrap it up for you. What was or I guess, how is this game going to be able to help you guys into the momentum from also over the weekend, but then into district tournament play next weekend?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to brag or anything, but we think in our circle that we're the better team, and this gave us a chance to prove it and prove that we were the better team coming in. So that just get that momentum going, keep the bats going, keep getting hot, stay locked in from the first pitch. We knew we got it in the long term.
You guys forced the first district loss for Farragut tonight, and you guys played really well. Congratulations, Parker.
Thanks so much.
We'll be right back here in just a moment. We'll get some more players' interviews in, and we'll be right back here from the ballpark at Farragut. We're back. That quick break. Carson, a really good game for these Wildcats. What do you think just went into a lot of the offensive production for this team today?
I mean, we just kind of brought the energy today, a lot more intense. We've been like goofing around a little, but today we were locked in from the get-go, and we were ready to go.
And you guys, a really good comeback from Monday's loss, and then on top of that, the struggles that you guys had over the weekend in the upper East Tennessee region. How did a lot of that play into the momentum shift and the culture shift from then to today?
I mean, we just put that all in the past. We know that we're better than any team around East Tennessee, anywhere in Tennessee, so we just have to go out and prove we are better. I mean, our bats haven't been the hottest. We've been catching barrels late in the game, 5th inning, we need to start at inning 1 and just grind it out all the way through the game.
And offensively, you guys did just that. 3 runs in the first inning and then 7 in the 5th there. How did a lot of that play into the outcome of the night?
I mean, putting balls in play and just forcing the defense to make plays is the biggest thing. I mean, I rolled over ground balls, but I mean, I got safe, and it just causes havoc on the base path and scores runs.
And then on top of that, defensively, you guys were able to hold them down. The first 2 runs of the game were unwarranted, but then you guys were able to hold them down the rest of the way. How did a lot of that play into the finish in this team from the night?
I mean, Mikey always brings the juice on the mound. I mean, when people hit the ball off of him, I mean, it fires him up. So he just goes out there, shoves it. I mean, I think he's up to like 98 right now. I mean, it's incredible. Incredible.
And what do you think the ceiling is for this team come next weekend?
We're winning it all the way.
You guys played really well tonight against Farragut, forcing their first district loss of the season. Thank you so much, Carson. Congratulations. We'll get Coach Travis Free in here really quick. Coach, congratulations on the district win. And Coach, from last weekend and then Monday to today, what kind of was the momentum shift you believe of this team from then until now?
me telling them to get focused and quit goofing off. Because, I mean, I'll be honest, like, I feel like we just haven't played our best because we haven't been detail-oriented. We haven't been focused. We've kind of just been like, oh, it's just gonna happen. And so a little bit of meeting yesterday and a little bit of challenge to like, hey, come to the park tomorrow with a different edge about like, if you turn up, because every game, if you look at it really, Ben, over the course, we get through 5 innings and we're just sleepwalking. And then all of a sudden in the 6th and 7th, we try to flip this switch on and say, all right, it's go time. That's not the way this game works, especially not with the, the number one team in the state, won back-to-back state champions that we are, we all respect and do that. Come with an edge and prove that you can go play and you can do it. And today, from the moment, that's what I was telling them out there, from the second that I saw them today, there wasn't that just goofing off. It was like, all right, let's go today. They had a little bit different, and I got some players too, man. There's no mistake though. I got some guys that can go play with them. And so today they played with them and they showed and proved that they could get it done. And, when you put 3 on the mound, man, you're going to have a chance to win every single day.
And you guys did that from the get-go. You guys put up 3 runs, and then there in the 5th, you guys put up 7 as well. What kind of went into that offensive production, do you think?
Just not giving in, right? Just finding a way to get a barrel. Parker had 4 hits. Mikey got a couple hits. And I told myself today that I was going to push the issue a little bit, and that's what everybody, right? We hit and ran, we bunted, we stole multiple bases. Like, I wasn't going to sit back and wait on us just to kind of do that. And my team, to be honest, they want to step on the gas a little bit. They don't like to kind of lay back and hit. So I kind of learned if they got going, if we can get some traffic, man, we'll make things happen. And today we did, and that's why we translated into scoring multiple runs. And we did a really good job when the runner was at third base, execution. We did a really good job tonight.
And then on top of that, defensively, you mentioned Mikey Teasley's performance, and it was also the fielding as well. You guys, the first 2 runs there in the second were unwarranted, but then you guys were able to then lay on the gas and then finish out the game. What kind of went into that talk after each half inning once you guys were able to go into the field?
Just go make plays, right? They're so talented and they can do it. They just have to. There has to be a little bit of freedom and confidence, but number one, a focus to go do my job. And today, Chevy made some phenomenal plays. Noah played great. Joe made some great plays. We didn't play a clean game, but we played a really high level of defense tonight, for sure.
And then how is this performance for tonight going to be able to kind of translate into after you've been able to compete with Farragut for as long as you guys have these past couple games? How is that going to be able to translate into the district tournament next weekend?
Just every day is a new challenge, man, but every day has to be the same focus that we have to go to work. And so, they're getting that. This group, mature. We've been through it. We've played at a high level. We've made some runs in the postseason over the last couple of years, and a lot of these guys, they know what it takes. And it's not about their individual stats or whatever it is. It's just about let's show up and play ball today. And, Warren is a key contributor to that. And, like, when Warren is locked in and says, all right, boys, today we're going to win the game, guess what? Warren hit by pitch, steals a bag. Here we go. Parker base hit, 1-0. And then that was kind of what got it rolling a little bit. And that's kind of what we did. If you really think about it on the roll we've got on last year, Warren on base in the first, steal second, steal third. Parker RBI, 1-0 before you can blink. And today it was 3-0 before you could blink, and that's kind of what we like to create. So hopefully we can continue to do that down the stretch. But, we just got to focus on what we can control and just be locked in and kind of go do our job.
Well, thank you, Coach Free. Congratulations on the win, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you, man.
We'll also get in player of the game here, Mikey Teasley, the winner on the mound today, pitched a complete game. Mikey, to start off, you guys started off really hot. We'll go to the offense first. You guys started off really hot with 3 runs scored there. How did that propel you to then do what you did on the mound?
I mean, honestly, you get run support, it's kind of easy to go up on the mound and just think that my guys are behind me because they woke up offensively and they were hitting the ball great. And honestly, when I was up on the mound, I was just thinking about letting my defense go.
And you guys, obviously the 2 runs to start off were not what you guys wanted, but then you guys were able to lock back in and then only allowed 2 more there at the end, which that happens at the end of games when you pitch a complete game. But what went into that pitching performance for you?
Honestly, I just trusted everything that Parker had, and I trusted the scouting report that Coach Free and Coach Ball put together, and they made a good pitch call tonight. And, I mean, honestly, I couldn't do it with out the pitch calling. So I mean, I started off rough in the game, but then I settled in and I was ready to go.
And then a lot of people thought that you'd pitch the first game, but you ended up pitching this one. What kind of went into the game from last one and then giving you that momentum to be able to get back into this game to pitch this one completely?
Well, I knew that we had to get the win, and honestly, I just put the team first and I put the team forward, and I just knew I had to give it my best, and that's what I did tonight to get us the win. So, yeah.
And then on top of that, you guys, again, just the hitting. That was the main part of tonight. You guys hit everybody, got on reach safely. What kind of went into that offensive performance tonight that got you guys the win tonight?
Honestly, today we were locked in. Like, after that loss on Monday, we obviously didn't want that, so we were locked in coming in for batting practice. And from batting practice, it translated into the field, and we were all just locked in as a team, and that's what it's about.
How do you think that this win tonight over the number one team in the state is going to be able to propel you guys into the next couple weeks?
Obviously, this shows us that we can compete at this level, and I feel like it sets us in for good running in the postseason. And honestly, I think we needed those losses to settle back in and realize that we really are the best team in the state, and Farragut isn't.
Well, congratulations on the win tonight, Mikey. Congratulations, and good luck in the rest of the way.
Thank you.
That's Mikey Teasley, the winner of tonight's game on the mound. We'll take back to David Clary as we get ready to finish up this game. And, to wrap up this broadcast, we'll take it over to David Clary.
Thanks a lot, Ben. Appreciate your work tonight. And, of course, Dylan Woody's the final score of the ball game. Oak Ridge wins it 11-4. They knock off the Admirals, their first district loss of the year. That does it for us here at Farragut High School, the ballpark at Farragut. 11-4 the final score for Dylan and Ben. This is David Clary saying so long, everybody.